Yeah, Bruce.
Is Janet from another planet? 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 Is Janet from another planet?
The opinions you're about to hear on this show are strictly those of the panel.
Today's digital landscape with the spread of false information can lead to dangerous outcomes. It's crucial for everyone to think critically and verify sources and reflect on the impact of what they share. Let's promote responsible communication to ensure that truth prevails and actions remain rooted in reality.
The following program is rated TV MA LSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Friday Night Shit Show, everybody.
Mature audiences. There's no one here is mature.
Well, thank you for joining me, guys. Thank you, Bruce, for taking your Friday and letting me have it. And you too, Ruben. I appreciate
I'm not
it.
Bruce. He's I was kidding.
But I'm going to say hi to everybody in the chat and say, baby girl, thank you for being here. And see Brian, thank you. Thank you for joining us. And then I posted over in Rumble. So that
Rumble's a superior platform to YouTube. It's not filled with all those shitty Bolsheviks.
Well,
So
all right.
you guys should switch to Rumble for your viewing habits.
Yeah, I'm on Rumble, guys. I'll share my link over there. It's Janet's Universe. But thank you for joining us, Lloyd Christmas. Every time I see that, I laugh. And then, hello,
Is it
Jack.
early?
Thank you so much.
Would it be?
Yeah,
Would
it
it
is
first
a little
be
early for Christmas.
The Mask and then go to Lloyd Christmas? Or what's the guy's name in Mask? Shit.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. I don't know.
But
It
he's
was
funny.
Jim Carrey.
But we've had a lot of stuff happening this week. I mean, it's just been amazing, and tons of stuff. Arrests with the child traffickers and drug people. There's been like a lot of stuff coming out with Tulsi Gabbard putting out some more information. I mean, it just seems like there's something happening every day or so, and also. With this, the truck that jackknifed in the middle of the road and killed that family of three because they're idiots and don't know how to drive, but they got a license anyways, thanks to California. But there's many other states that have also let people like that have driver's licenses that can't read English or even speak English. So we got a lot of stuff that we're going to talk about.
I do have a controversial take on that one, of course.
You do what?
I have a controversial take on that one, of course.
Okay.
On the Florida accident with the U-turn and the family.
Yeah, I do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'd love to hear it.
Okay, because
Theoretically.
we're going to be bringing up I'm going to be bringing up a bunch of stuff, but before I start bringing up the crappy stuff and some other good things, I want to share something I got in our shit show chat from Ruben himself. He shared it with me, and I just thought it was so funny. So I thought, what the hell, I'm gonna share some of this stuff with you guys. This is really good, at least for the guys. And maybe this will make more people, once you tell others, want to show up earlier so that they can see it.
I took this video.
But yeah, here you go. Ruben, you shot this video yourself. Here we go.
Oh my.
It looks like she has her own impact bags. I just thought it was great. I told Ruben I was going to play it on this show, but what a shot.
Got a little screamer.
I mean, that is a shot if I ever saw one. But this next thing I want to share, that was one point of view, right? So you got to see a gorgeous woman riding a roller coaster, having a great time. And she's lucky that she's got a good support.
Usually goes to live life on easy mode. Oh, wait, did I say that wrong?
Support, and they didn't fly up and hit her in the face, so that was a good thing. So she was lucky. But oh, hi, warrior. Yeah, gravity does work, doesn't it? I just thought it was so good. But the next thing I'm going to show you is the exact opposite of that. We get to also get entertained by this. So let me share this one. I thought this was pretty scary in a way, but here we go. It's for all of us to enjoy. Here we go. You guys ready? Can you read his shirt?
Yep.
Are you a fellow MAGA presenting leftist or liberal? If so, get one of these shirts. These are great. Great fit.
Shorts.
Here's why I qualify. Harley, camo hat, bald head, facial hair, tattoos. I got muscles, but the difference is I have intelligence, and there's also this.
Look at those shorts.
Number 5, Gunny out. Are you a fellow MAGA presenter?
Oh God. Oh, this is horrible. I'd run.
You don't want to see his berries?
No, I don't
you
want to
see his berries poking out
I don't
with
even
his middle school fucking shorts that he's got there from 1963.
Oh, I don't know what it is. It looks like he's wearing his underwear. I mean, they're just he's disgusting. I think he's repulsive. And guess what? Before I even read his shirt, when I saw him standing there with those shorts on, I knew I wasn't going to like what he had to say. But I just wanted to share because I tell people that I do put both sides of points of view on here. So what did you guys do?
I like having sex.
Before I go on to the next thing, I'm going to get the beautiful woman that we saw first, and I'm going to put her link into the chat for everybody that wants to see it later and share it with others.
Hey, that's my link. She's mine.
Because I just thought it was so funny. But we all need to laugh because, you know, with all the shit that's going down all the time, we need to smile. We need to spend time with other people that we enjoy their company, do things outside, get some sunshine, try to eat as healthy as you can, stay hydrated, do all this. Look at Lloyd Christmas wrote, sorry, his balls went in. I don't know. I don't want to look to find out.
Hold on there, Lloyd Christmas. Let me help you out. Let me post this. There you go, Janet.
Is it in the private chat?
Yeah, I just posted it in the real chat.
Oh, in the real chat? Okay, hold on. How do I get it?
Should be able to click it.
I just click on it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Oh, right there? Like that?
Yeah.
And then what?
There you go, Lloyd Christmas. You want to help with your balls?
Why? What is that?
It's one of the thicker influencers, a white torta. of San Antonio doing her workout. And I mean, we appreciate women of all sizes here, but this one here, like, she kind of scares me because she's getting that like comic book look like appearance.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead, Janet. Go ahead and click it.
Go to it.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask you. Do you need me to go to that app?
Yes.
Whatever. So how do I go to it?
It's also in private chat.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say, I keep clicking on it. It's not doing anything. So I was trying to figure out how to make it work. Is it the very last one?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. It's opening up. Oh my God. Let me push pause and I'm going to share it. So give me a second.
Here you go. If you guys say that if you say you like thick women, but this turns you off, you're a bigot.
Give me 1 second.
You're a bigot.
I can't find it. Just give me a second now. Damn
It's right
it.
there.
There it is. Okay. Here we go, guys. Can you see it?
You may want to mute it.
Oh. Wait a minute. I don't know how to mute it.
Click. There you go. Yeah, right there. Yeah.
Holy shit balls.
That's a lot of meat. That's all I'm going to say. That's a lot.
You guys would suffocate.
I mean, if I wanted to die from suffocation, I would call her. She only lives about 10 miles away, but she stopped doing adult films and she found herself a nice guy that never saw those movies, and she husbanded him up real fast.
Yeah, but she's had a kid, huh?
She's had so much experience, Janet.
Okay, I was gonna say. Because usually when you get a girl that's already built like that, when you meet her, she's going to be 5 of those by the time you've been married a few years.
What is she, a porn star?
She is.
If she's not she was in porns?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Of all races.
Wait, who is she?
I think her name is Withstand the Wait.
Yeah, Withstand the Wait. See right here?
Yeah.
There you go.
She's one of our local tortas. I mean, she's not a bad looking woman. When she's in real clothes and made up, she looks nice. But
yeah, you can't be beautiful at the gym. I'm proud of her to see her at the gym, and she just has her hair pulled back, and she's not trying to have a thong on the outside of her pants.
She takes that shit seriously.
Yeah,
her boyfriend, he's a big goofy dude too.
I just wear my workout clothes and go work out. I don't go there to find men or women or whatever. But yeah, she looks like she cares about herself and she wants to, get in shape.
I don't know her stage names, but I would love to know the stage name because I do have a lot of boys from the AF, from the USAF, that they do love.
All you got to do is look it up. Start looking up thicker blonde porn star.
There's a lot. There's a lot of names.
Well, I'm sorry, I can't help it.
I'm not worried about it. I just like if she was going to go dance at the Palace. If she was going to go dance at the Palace, then like I would definitely be calling up my buddies. All right, guys, let me go grab the Subaru and I'll wear my chauffeur's uniform.
But this next thing that I wanted to pull up, I thought was pretty good. It made me laugh. I thought I got a good kick out of it, and I hope you guys do too. So it says, President Trump wears his Trump was right about everything hat as he makes a surprise appearance at the People's House gift shop across the street from the White House. So here we go. I thought you'd want to see it. It's not very long. He likes rubbing that in on all the media people. But he called all the media and told them to meet him over there across the street. I think they were saying that this morning before he was going to have some kind of a meeting or press conference or something. Did you guys watch that this morning?
I didn't get out of bed until I was
I saw it.
Bed.
Okay. Well, I didn't get to watch it. I was busy doing some other stuff, and then I went to the gym, so didn't get to watch a press conference, and I was waiting. But the other exciting thing that happened was somebody's house got raided, right?
Oh yeah, good old Johnny Roberts.
Yeah, let me see which
Captain
one.
Bolton
himself.
Yeah, Bolton.
Oh yeah, Bolton. My bad.
It's all right. Let me see. I'm trying to find that one. So I want to pull it up real quick.
We just need to sit back and just let this process happen and let it unfold, because that's exactly what John Bolton said whenever people were panicking about the raid on Mar-a-Lago. So,
yeah, they were, and the funny thing is, I think he has 3 houses, and they were raiding all of them at the same time.
Yeah,
I saw what you put down there. This is a Christian Roblox server now. Get undressed and ready for Bible study in the shower. Are you sure it's not a Roman Catholic one? Just kidding.
Well, here's the next one I had in line. It says President Donald Trump's putting teeth into a decades-old federal rule requiring commercial truck drivers to read and speak English, because that was one of the things.
The FMCSA.
Yeah, after the accident, that they were saying that they were trying to now make every truck stop at every weigh station, and then while they were at the weigh station, they were asked questions, and if they couldn't answer them in English, and then also they were showing them pictures of signs, traffic signs, to see whether or not
like height and inches, feet and inches. How many feet do you have clearance for? You idiot fuck! No, that bridge
I have a very short story.
Go underneath it.
I got a very short story to tell you.
Go ahead.
So 90 was it 90 or sorry 88 89, I worked for my uncle down in the trucking business in Laredo, and one of the main things that we had to do was every Mexican truck coming to America had to be unloaded and loaded to American truck, because the Mexican trucks and the Mexican drivers were the worst drivers. They didn't know English to do anything. So this is a direct result from what was changed after NAFTA and everything go through. That's why there've been this tragedy shouldn't have happened. And again, I saw it was heavily regulated before when I was doing this stuff, and then now just go through. It's insane. That's all.
That's it? That's all you're going to say?
No, I'm just saying
it's going to be a little longer than that.
Oh, that's it.
You talk about this. I got no problem talking about this.
It has to do with this, because that's basically how it was. And then Trump is doing now is restoring what it used to be like. That's all.
Yeah, he's trying to fix all the damage that has been done in the last, even before he ran for president. That's one of the reasons why when he decided to run in 2016 was because he said we are not the America he remembered, and that we needed to make America great again. So I think everybody remembers that, all the speeches he's done, and he hasn't stopped saying the same stuff since. So to me, he's not the one that's changed. It's been all these other retarded turds that have been doing nothing but trying to spend our money, bring in as many people as possible that won't assimilate, and change our country into something it was never meant to be. Because when a person, if I was to go right now and go over the border into Mexico and say, okay, I want free shit, what do you think is going to happen? They're going to tell me, fuck you, and kick me out. They're not going to let me have a free place to live and not work and not do anything and have paperwork or have nothing. That's bullshit. They will never let me get away with it. No other country does that shit except for us. Well, that hopefully it's over, and that's what I'm hoping. But here, I'm going to go ahead and let you listen to this. I think this is great that he's putting his foot down and he's saying we're going to start following the rules. He said the same thing was in Washington, D.C. when wasn't Pam Bondi, his press secretary came out and she said that they're just going to follow the laws that are already on the books, by arresting people for breaking the law and shit. And then he wanted to get rid of no cash bail. So now he's going to do this. But I've got a couple of things I want to talk about with this whole thing, with these truck drivers being able to get a CDL license and stuff and drive these trucks when they can't even read or speak English, which is fucked up. I'm sorry, I'm using that.
All right, well, hold on. There's some stuff that's in the entire fucking industry right now, and that is the fucking miserable piece of shit trucking schools that are nationwide. And what they do is they'll have a trucking school set up, but then there'll be a little third party attaché to it, and like they'll start being like, we can be hired on as a translator, we can help get you your trucking license. A lot of times they will say things like, we will actually help try to improve the culture within the trucking community, and all they really plan on doing is just getting these people that have no English and pile into this fucking trucking school, get their CDL. That's going on in fucking Minnesota right now. There's a fucking Syrian money is backing one of the trucking schools up there, and their entire goal is to help broaden the trucking community, because too many truckers are still feeling like 9/11 happened yesterday, and they are very much anti-Muslim, which anybody who's a thinking person in Western civilization doesn't want Muslims living around them. I don't give a shit. If you got offended, it's because you're a Muslim and you take offense to the fact that we don't want to hear prayer call 5 times a day or see a garbage bag shuffle by. Oh, wait, that's a woman. Well, we have to cover her from head to toe. That's a garbage ass culture, and you're garbage ass people. Get the fuck out.
Well, the thing is, I don't care what religion you have, but when you move to my town, you need to follow the rules that are already in my town from the people that voted to put these rules in. Okay. You follow those rules, and you need to learn how to read English. What?
Daniel says good night. I agree with all of you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I posted that up earlier and I waved, but you were talking, so I didn't want to interrupt. But the thing is that people need to assimilate to our culture. If they want to come to America and be free, then they got to come here and learn that guns rule here. We have a Second Amendment, and we love our flag, and you can't wave another flag above ours. And you got to treat our flag with respect, and you got to treat our country with respect. Don't come here if you don't want to assimilate. That's what I hope we're going to start seeing. When he said the Gulf of Mexico is now the Gulf of America, I was like, not your Gulf no more. I hate that, but I'm such a bitch, but I can't help it. But here we go. I'm going to play this, him speaking. So here we go.
President Donald Trump's putting teeth into a decades-old federal rule requiring commercial truck drivers to read and speak English. The executive order signed in April mandates that drivers must pass on-the-spot English proficiency tests as a non-negotiable safety standard. Secretary of Transportation Sean Duffy says the law put in place during the Obama administration has never properly been enforced.
Allowing drivers who cannot read stop signs or understand police officers' instructions to operate an 80,000-pound big rig threatens the safety of every American on our roadways.
The two-step test requires drivers first respond to authorities sufficiently in English. If the driver passes, but the officer suspects incompetency, step 2 requires they pass a highway traffic sign assessment.
A side of the road test regarding this executive order is really about proficiency. Some basic English. When you look at a sign, you understand what it means to protect everyone on the road.
Supporters say the issue is about safety, not politics. Alex Miller is the president and CEO of the Florida Trucking Association. She tells me all drivers, especially those operating 40-ton rigs, need to fully grasp what's on the road.
I think that it is a significant issue, especially when there are so many cross-border trucking companies and then moving goods, back and forth from Mexico.
Failing the test puts the driver out of service immediately and could disqualify them from obtaining a CDL in the future.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. I'm really glad that they're focusing on this, even though to me, it's like too many things are going on. When you got a president that's trying to be as transparent as possible with information that he has, that's why he's always out and about, like this whole thing with Russia. He wanted all of it as much as possible to be public because he doesn't think it's right that we had a president for 4 years that basically hid out in his basement. And when you saw him, he just kind of, wandered around like he didn't have a clue who he was. But
did you see that video? Did you see that video of the robot, and then they have Biden next to it walking?
Yes, I thought it was hilarious. But the thing is, it's true. Okay, they covered for this person. They knew before, because even before he was elected, I was like, how can this guy run? The guy can't even, his wife has to take him to the bathroom and shit. I mean, the guy was, I'm not saying because he was old, he was that way. He was already going to be that way. You see what I mean? Some people get bad off when they're old. And I know people, I've had conversations with older veterans that were almost 100, and you could have a really great conversation with them, and they could still get up and walk and do a lot of things more than we saw with our president that we had in the White House before Trump. So it was pathetic, and we were the laughing stock of the world, I believe, just because there's no fucking way that guy knew what time it was during the day. I mean, he had dementia terribly, and he wasn't doing anything on his own. Someone else was doing all of it. So that I can't wait till they dig all this out, but it's going to take a while, and you got to have proof to prove it, and find out who was in charge of running everything behind his back, because he definitely didn't know what was going on. So I just thought that was pathetic. But I'm happy that we have a president that's trying to show that he cares about the people that are driving on the streets of our country enough to say our police officers and our state officials are going to make sure that they get these people off the road. So, and I have a couple more little articles about that I think I'm going to share real quick. I think this is it. Yeah, here's another one. Okay, this is another person this was a TikTok video, but he's going to talk about this same crash. And then I have one other one, because these are different points of view of basically the same thing that's going on, but you get to hear different perspectives, and I think that's important. So here we go.
In the ongoing investigation into this lunatic, the guy who wiped out 3 people doing an illegal U-turn on the Florida Turnpike, it's going to blow your mind. So as part of the FMCSA's ongoing investigation into what happened, they did an in-person interview with this driver where they administered an ELP, or English Language Proficiency examination, on this guy. The driver failed the assessment, providing correct responses to just 2 of the 12 verbal questions, and only accurately identifying 1 of the 4 highway traffic signs. But just wait, it gets even better, because remember, the English Language Proficiency was an executive order that Trump put into place, which reinstated a previously existing regulation from the FMCSA that has been around since the 1930s, making it a requirement to be able to be proficient in the English language. But here's the problem. States are not enforcing this. This is where stuff starts to get really deep and sinister, though, so follow along with me very closely here. This guy was pulled over on July 3rd, 2025, just last month, by the New Mexico State Police because he was speeding. They did a roadside inspection, cited him for speeding, but there's no indication that an English Language Proficiency assessment was administered. Had it been, he would have been taken off the road. Why is this? Well, because New Mexico has not yet begun enforcing it as an out-of-service condition, despite the requirement being in effect since June 25th, 2025, put in place by the Trump administration. Now, keep following me here. All of these states that have a very staunch pro-illegal immigration stance, New Mexico, California, Washington State, Oregon, Illinois, some of the states in the Northeast, they all love aiding and embedding these illegal immigrants coming over here and getting CDLs. It's like a hobby of theirs. But these states, they want to be as lax as they possibly can. So we see language like this right here. They've not yet began enforcing it. That basically means we're going to thwart federal regulation, and we're not going to enforce it because we don't think we should be enforcing it. We think it's unjust.
Enforce it.
Guys off the road.
It's counter to their fucking desires.
Now listen to the lies that we're about to unpack here in the next segment of this. In case you're unfamiliar, this exact same driver caused this mayhem back in 2019 when he drove his fully loaded tractor trailer across a bridge in rural Arkansas that had a 6-ton weight limit and collapsed the bridge. Now, not only is
you guys remember that?
I do.
Okay, because that was a big thing because it was a major road that truckers used, but most of the truckers understood, and it's signs posted saying their weight limit. And if you can't read, you're not going to know, oh, my truck's too heavy to go over this bridge, you know? So and that caused a lot of problems between Oklahoma and, on the road for truckers in Arkansas. So,
the U.S. government complicit in this? They're lying to try to cover up their tracks, mainly the Department of Homeland Security. You see, they put out a statement to this particular news agency, and they said that this guy applied for a work visa, but was rejected initially under the Trump administration in September of 2020. But he was then later approved by the Biden administration in June of 2021. They go on to say that this approval is what allowed him to be able to obtain a commercial driver license in the state of California. But wait a minute, you're telling me that this guy in 2021 was issued a work visa by the Biden administration, and that was what granted him the ability allegedly to legally obtain a CDL. But let's rewind for a second. Wasn't he crashing his truck through bridges back in 2019? Yeah, that's right, he was. In 2019, that's when he collapsed the bridge with his truck. And this is his name, Hayender Singh. This is the exact same guy that we've been talking about this whole time.
Okay, that was in 2019, and it's 2025, and he still isn't any better at English or reading our signs.
Been here for 6 years. You think?
Or driving.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is nobody's done anything for this company that's been supposedly paying this guy.
Hold on, Janet. Is that the same company, or is it literally the same location for that company that's been rebranded 4 times?
Probably. I don't know. But what I'm trying to say is
look up Hope
people in
Trans.
charge that make sure that you have the right paperwork. Every time I got a couple friends that are truckers. Every time they go pick up a load, they sign on a clipboard for it, and they're given the stuff and where it's supposed to go. And then they have all how much it weighs, what they're carrying, all that. So when they stop at the weigh stations or they're pulled over, they can show and tell the people, this is what I have and this is how much it's supposed to weigh, to see whether or not they're smuggling more stuff on it or some of their stuff has been taken off the truck, all that. It's all supposed to be to get the right money and get the product to where it's supposed to go. All this time between 2019, when he drove a truck that was too heavy over a bridge and collapsed it, cost lots of money to repair the damage that he did, and nothing happens to this guy. And he's back on the road, and he still can't read, he still can't write, and he still doesn't know shit. But he's still being handed all these jobs. See, that's fucked up. Every single company that paid him money from that date until today, or today that he killed those people, they should all be involved in a huge thing to be able to reimburse the families that lost loved ones because of these people. I mean, it's all their fault. This is all happening because all these people failed the American people that are on the roads. All of us are in danger. All of our children, because of these assholes. That's what I wanted to bring to
Can you
light.
hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Is there a noise or anything?
Mm-mm.
So the question I had, or if you play the video of them actually crashing, it's like, how in the fuck did they not see the tram truck?
They could see it, but they couldn't stop. He pulled out in front of people on the interstate going 75 to 80 miles an hour.
No, he didn't pull in front of anybody.
Yeah, he did. He was in the right-hand lane. He was in the right-hand lane, and what happened was he was getting ready to do a turnaround after the center area was very free.
But he was already there.
He was turning around. He was at a slow, maybe 30 mile per hour. And the van came along. They didn't realize what was going on because he didn't signal what he was going to do.
It's right there. That's what I don't understand.
But you see the truck fishtailing, trying to stop.
The van.
I saw them pile right into it without even stopping.
Well, then you haven't seen all the videos. They've got a bunch of different videos showing different angles, and
but it looks like they were idiots. They didn't know how to drive.
I mean,
he was dumb, but they were even dumber. They were dumber. It's Dumb and Dumber, really.
I'm not going to call these guys dumb for this, because this is that you have no idea what somebody's going to do whenever they're slowing down. Are they pulling over? Are they going to be checking their vehicle?
Yeah, but when you're going down the interstate, do you expect a semi truck
to do a U-turn? No.
In the middle of the road in front of all the traffic. No, they're not supposed to. They're supposed to.
They're not supposed to do U-turns. U-turns are illegal.
Yes, that's why they're illegal.
Share with me, Janet.
In any car, there's any vehicle. It's not supposed
Janet,
to. Huh?
Please share with me.
What? Okay, just a second. I'm going to finish this guy talking.
And we know this because this is from a news article that was released in 2021, which was a follow-up to the original incident where he fell through the bridge, where the state of Arkansas and the Fish and Wildlife Agency actually sued him and the company. You can see right there, this came out in 2021. Now let's go back a little bit to July 15th of 2023. Washington State issued this guy a full-term regular commercial driver's license as an asylum seeker. Asylum seekers, or individuals without legal status, are not eligible for this type of license because per the FMCSA regulations, any state that's administering a CDL has to have the applicant prove that they're either a citizen of America via a social security number or birth certificate, or they have to provide a very specific number that's given to them individually when they obtain a work authorization visa. This guy did not have that. On July 23rd of 2024, California issued the driver a limited term / non-domiciled CDL. The FMCSA is now investigating the issuance of this license to determine whether it was issued in accordance with federal regulations. It was not. Now, here's a statement that was put out by Sean Duffy, the head of the DOT. I'll move out of the way. You can pause that and read that if you like. But essentially what he's saying is they're going to, quote, use every tool at their disposal to make sure that they restore safety to our roadways. I hope that this is another eye-opener. I don't know how many eye-openers we're going to need, quite frankly. How many people have to get buried in a casket before their eyes are opened enough? But there's something has to happen, because this English language proficiency thing was great, but it's nothing if it's not actually being enforced, okay? Laws are useless if they don't actually get enforced. And as we just saw, apparently states like New Mexico have the ability to thwart federal regulation and just say, well, we've decided to not start enforcing it yet. We know the typical suspects for this that will never start enforcing it if they're not forced to. California, Washington, Oregon, New Mexico, Illinois, all of the states who love to aid and embed these illegal immigrants coming over here, getting CDLs and operating trucks. They're going to be the typical offenders of this. I personally can attest. I am out here on the road every single day, and I do not see any change as of now taking place. I still every single day run into guys who cannot speak English. They can't check in at a shipper or receiver because they don't even know how to articulate basic English. If you want to do something, DOT officers, go exercise your newly given authority to take these hazards off the road and actually make our roadways safer. Stop doing random inspections on little owner-operators and average Joes like me who are just out here trying to make an honest living, and go take the people off the road who are actually killing people.
Well, I shared the link for that video I just played in the chat, and now I'm going to play the one Bruce. Is that the one with the truck driver?
Yep. This is the turnpike crash. Yeah. Here we are. He's looking out the left. You can even see over here. There's a van.
See the car?
See that van? That's a car. That's the van on its way. And
see, he's got that whole trailer.
Yeah.
Behind him.
Yeah, that thing there.
Look at him. It's like they have no idea what's going on.
He has no empathy about this shit.
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit.
This guy on the left-hand side and passenger side vehicle, he's not even supposed to be here doing this. He's got an intrastate license, I believe, for Minnesota. He's not even supposed to be co-driving, but that's what this company's done. They've let this illegally happen. This entire cab here is a shit show. And this dumb fuck here that decided to do a UE on the highway, I really hope he gets the book thrown at him and he gets put in jail for a long
What
time.
I'm worried, what worries me is about this kind of stuff. And there's been multiple accidents like this from dumb mistakes that these people have made. Just like this trucker, who knows how many other accidents he's had that he didn't get caught doing after tearing up that bridge, you know, and stuff like that. And then now he's killing people. The thing is, you can't get these people back. You can't get that family back. It doesn't matter if they sue every one of these companies that's hired him or paid him to drive their truck, right? It doesn't replace the 3 lives that are gone. Those people are gone forever. They're never going to see the rest of their families ever again. No one can hug them, kiss them, buy them a gift. They'll never have a child. They'll never do anything. They're gone. That's what I don't understand. Where is the sympathy for the people that are dead because this dickhead was driving a truck when he never should have been driving a truck? Even before he took the bridge out in 2019, he shouldn't have had a license because he can't speak English. Just like he just said, when you go and you're picking up something and delivering it, you just stand there and just let them hand you a clipboard and walk and get your truck and drive off because you don't even know what the fuck you're doing. You can't read the papers. It's fucked up. There's these truck companies that are hiring these people are so fucking cheap. They want to charge you $3,000 to haul a couple boxes on their truck with the other people that are paying $3,000 or whatever, all this money and all this shit that they're putting on this truck. They're charging all these people and they're paying these guys pennies on the dollar. They're not training them or anything because they're cheap asses. Okay. They don't want to pay a real truck driver that was raised in our country, that knows how to read, knows how to write, went to all the schools, took all the classes, paid all the fees and the fines to get their licensing and all that shit, because they don't want to pay them a decent wage so they can go home and take care of their families. They want these cheap ass motherfuckers to do it and don't give a fuck how many people they kill or how much stuff they damage in the process of it. That's what pisses me off about it. And the fact that these people will never get justice. It doesn't matter what happens. And then they're going to probably take this guy, they're going to slap him on the wrist, say bad boy, and then deport him. And then who knows what's going to happen.
He'll be back. He's a piece of shit saint.
They better not deport this guy. This guy needs to rot in prison here or go to Gitmo. He does, or even Alligator Alcatraz. That's where he should spend the rest of his 50 years in jail. He should not get to be deported and go back and eat curry and do whatever they do.
Now, I heard that we're going to see Alcatraz get shut down for a little bit. There's a judge saying it violates a lot of ECHO rules.
Oh, it's bullshit. Yeah, they're gonna find any judge that crawls out from under a rock will say that for the liberals. But the Supreme Court, didn't they just rule a couple days ago saying that the president has every right to do what he's doing when it comes to federal law? So fuck them. I don't give a shit. Let them bitch and moan.
I didn't say I was bitching.
I know, but I'm saying let the left bitch and moan. I don't give a shit. And I'm probably going to get taken down for this show tonight, but I can't help it. This stuff is important, and a lot of people don't know anything about it. They don't understand what's going on because they don't pay attention. They don't want to hear about it. They just say, "I'm too busy. I'm too tired. I'm hungry," or whatever. And I have 4 sisters. I'm telling you right now, 3 of them, they don't know shit about any of this. They don't want to know. They just want to live their life, cook their meal, eat their food, go to bed, and get up tomorrow and do the same thing. They don't want to know about all this shit. They think that their life is enough problems and that someone else will take care of it. That's why we're where we are today, honestly. It's because people just say, oh, well, I don't want to deal with it. It's not my problem. It is when they run over you with a semi-truck and kill your whole family, or kill your grandkids or your sister or your mom or your dad. They're never going to be there again in your life, ever, until you die, until you die yourself. And they're getting away with it. And guess what? It's not Nancy Pelosi's kid. It's none of their kids.
The thing is that there is the correlation between doing nothing and yelling about it is the same. You're not doing anything.
Yes, I am. Look at all the people in the chat. I'm sharing this information with other people, and hopefully they'll take.
But it's the same. It has the same outcome. To make real change, you have to address what has to be changed. You have to take down NAFTA, take down these companies.
Trump just came out and said this is what's going to happen, and they fired that guy. That guy got fired, and now he's going to be prosecuted. Because enough people started raising a stink, just like what happened with Bud Light, right? Enough people, American citizens, come together and say, fuck you, you're not going to do this to us anymore. Too many people have already died. Something will happen. But that's the problem, is that not enough people, it's like I just said, in my own family, they just sit on their ass and do nothing at all and just say, well, it's not my problem. I can't deal with it. That's why this shit gets so bad, because guess what? All those blue-haired people that you guys are always making fun of, like that guy earlier with the teeny tiny shorts that are sucked up his ass while he's showing his muscles and thinking he's all that shit. Well, he's not, okay?
He's a gunnery sergeant. We got to thank him for his service, don't you know?
Yeah, those are the people that are ganging up. They'll be there tomorrow. They'll be there every single day, standing in line, because they're determined to get what they believe done and taken care of. That's why they passed us up. The rest of us say, I'm too tired. I had to work. I have 2 jobs or whatever it is. I got lots of jobs. I don't have money. I'm poor. I have to, roll pennies and shit to pay for stuff. And I do the best I can, like these cheap lights. I built this whole thing, put this curtain up. I did stuff because I wanted to look better than what it could look like if I didn't do anything, because I
have a studio look like mine.
Well, you're painting, but what I'm trying to say is we all can put more effort and more elbow grease into it. We can get shit taken care of. But if nobody does anything, we sit on our ass and say, oh, well, it's nothing. Voting doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. Nothing matters. So what the fuck? I might as well just lay in my bed till I die.
No, it's the fact that, we can do a lot of things. We can vote people out of office that suck. We can put good people in office. But in the end, if the fucking lobbyists keep having all the power, and if all the fucking little special interest groups keep fucking over the duly elected people who were put in office for a reason, then you're going to have people that did a little bit fucking woolly at some point, and they're going to be like, if I just find a way for me to run over that piece of shit, I don't got to worry about not having to worry about him during election time. He'd be a dead piece of shit. And you'll have that. And I applaud the people that are out there speaking their mind, even if you're fucking loony left saying, you got to shoot MAGA, that's how we get rid of it. Please bring your fucking words to action. God damn it. It's so fucking pathetic seeing all this fucking wishful thinking on the goddamn internet.
Well, I'm seeing a change. I'm starting to see more and more people that I never saw involved in, cleaning up in their town or volunteering to do things in some of, because I travel from Oklahoma, Louisiana, Arkansas, and Texas. Those are the 4 states that I go back and forth to do work and have relatives and do all that stuff. And I'm seeing those people that I normally would see that said, nah, I don't want to do that. Or I'm not going to, I don't really want to, get involved in that. They're the ones that are starting to say, you know what, I volunteered to do this, or I did this, or I did that. They're starting to do stuff. And I never saw that before, even before, Trump was elected this time. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping that if people start getting more involved, that we're going to see a slow change for the better, because more people, once you get off your ass and your eyes are open and you see shit, you can't close your eyes and go back in the matrix. You see what I mean? Hopefully it's something to stick and we'll start seeing a difference. But this next thing I wanted to share is it has to do with the same thing that we're talking about, but it's from another different perspective from a governor. So here we go. I want you guys to see this. All right. It's this one right here. Oops, darn it.
Hold on.
Yeah. What? You got?
I gotta run.
Oh, you getting ready to leave?
Yeah, I got an issue I gotta take care of.
Okay, well, you have a good night, and thank you very much for hanging out with us.
Yeah,
Anything
sorry,
you wanna tell
Yeah,
anybody?
just follow me. I'm doing a lot of projects right now that are changing things, actually doing things to call out the problems. I've created an application that is going to track, or an agent that's going to track these problems, like the whole Cracker Barrel, American Eagle, stock manipulation. It's again all proving that everything's a stage, everything's a play. So we got to
Yeah.
watch out and be careful, but stay vigilant, stay strong. But more will be coming. I'll explain more later. But watch what I post on X. Take care, guys.
Okay. Have a good night. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Okay. Well, it says here this is Governor DeSantis, and he's going to talk to you about things that his state's going to be doing about this kind of stuff. So here we go. I'll make sure it's turned up. Yeah. Okay.
This is an example of those sanctuary policies spilling over into the rest of the country. And in this case, the free state of Florida. And yes, there were 3 people killed by a guy who should have never been in our country, should have never gotten work authorization, and certainly should not have been issued 2 commercial driver's license. But I will tell you this, since this happened, what have you seen? We have the Lieutenant Governor of Florida bringing him back. He's going to face serious justice. The Trump administration immediately, when this came to light, yanked the business license of the trucking company that employed this guy. And Florida, we're going to go after this company too, because yes, I blame the sanctuary policies, but how as a company do you put somebody on the road who doesn't understand English, knowing what kind of safety hazard that is? So it's a much different response from Florida under my leadership and under President Trump's leadership at the federal government. So it's a big tragedy, but I think the response has been very robust in a good way. I think to hold California accountable, what you're really going to need is Congress to defund sanctuary states and to reel in the laws that are allowing people to game the asylum system. He came from India, halfway around the world, illegally crosses the southern border, and then somehow makes a bogus asylum claim. That is not right.
All that's all bullshit. Do you have anything you want to add about what he just said?
No, I don't. He's speaking truth to power.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to share the link to this article too in the chat. But what I'm seeing, what I feel like I'm seeing, like I was saying earlier, is that I am seeing a shift. Okay. That's 3 different points of view on what one thing that's happened, and it killed 3 people. Just this one incident could have killed more people if more people had been coming, and not just that one car at that time that wasn't able to stop. More people could have been killed. See how many people, just like that one guy said, have to die before other governors, senators, congressmen, and all the other state representatives start speaking out saying, I don't want one person to die in our state, whatever state it is. I mean, I don't see why someone in Oregon or California or Washington State, Washington, D.C. doesn't give a shit about anyone dying in their state because of someone like this driver. See what I mean? Where are they? Where are all the people speaking out from these other states giving a shit about the people that pay taxes and work their asses off to pay those people's bills? You see what I mean? They're paying for that state to run and that governor to live in his mansion and whatever else, yet he doesn't give a shit, or she doesn't give a shit whether or not the people on the road are safe. Where are these people? When are they going to speak out and say, we're going to do the same thing in our state? I haven't heard anybody in New Mexico come up and say, oh, we're going to implement it today. Have you?
I haven't seen shit on that.
That's what I'm saying. That's the problem. We got people that don't give a flying fuck for us, the people that actually pay all these bills for this whole country to run. It's us, the ones who go to work, get a check, and pay taxes. That's why they're able to do this shit. But yet, we're the peon flea that they just pick up the dog and throw over there. They don't give a shit because some other dumbass is going to step up and pay taxes to take my place. See? And they're not going to vote, and they're not going to say anything. They're going to sit down and shut up and do what they're told to do, which is to do nothing. Do what we tell you to do. That's bullshit. I get so frustrated because it's so wrong to be treated this way when we should be first priority. Our children, our grandchildren should be first priority in this country, period.
We agree.
So that's one of the things. That's why I wanted to bring that up. Now, this next thing that I'm going to bring up is about the thing that we were talking about at the beginning, him being raided. It's Bolton, right? Isn't that his name?
Yep. John Bolton.
Yeah. So here we go. This was the second update, because the first one came out, what was it, 7 o'clock this morning or whatever, because all his houses were being raided. So it says the FBI is still conducting their raid on John Bolton's D.C. area home and office over 5 hours after the operation began. These agents are tearing through absolutely everything. So I'm just going to play this. This is from the news. It's not very long, but I still wanted to share it.
And they're obviously still there. As you can see, they're zooming in from the camera view that we have right outside of the home. This was an investigation that was ordered by FBI Director Kash Patel, a Trump administration official, telling the Post, but asking to remain anonymous. Now, what's interesting is right before this took place, FBI Director Kash Patel posted this cryptic message on social media as he said, quote, "No one is above the law. FBI agents on a mission." No, and they're obviously still there, as you can see.
There you go. He sent that out, said no one's above the law. Isn't that what Bolton said?
Yep.
To Trump, that exact thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And, Bolton also said, for those that are panicking right now, we need to just let some time pass and let the process play out. We don't know what's going to look like here in a few weeks.
Yeah. So the thing is that little bit here, a little bit there is happening. I see the how you just lay your rope out, just make a snare and you get it all set and you're just waiting for something to walk in the middle of it. So it flips and grabs a hold of their leg. Well, that's what I see happening. I'm seeing people wandering into the trap and it's about to spring. You know what I mean? That's where I feel like we are. But it's, time will tell. But I just want to make sure that when they do capture people, that they have all the dots on the I's and all the T's are crossed. Everything is in order so that when we do take it to court, it sticks. I don't want to see, a few people say, oh, well, we just didn't have quite what we needed. Well, we should have everything we need because we have plenty. We have plenty of evidence. We just have to make sure it's put together properly and ready to go. And I also think that a few people are going to be arrested for, let's say, not because of the 2020 stuff, or the PP dossier, but they're going to get arrested on some other fraud that they've been in the middle of because they happen to have more evidence against that one character with this fraud instead of their involvement in maybe the auto pen or in one other thing that's been proven to be criminal. You know what I mean? As they bring out the evidence. So as long as they're arrested for something, just like a lot of people were happy to see O.J. Simpson finally go to prison, even though it wasn't for the murders, but he went to prison because they believed he belonged in prison. You know what I mean? And that next time he went to Vegas and he robbed a bunch of people of their stuff that he was mad they had some memorabilia with his name on it, even though they had a legitimate right to own it because it was their stuff, and he went to prison because of it. So, a lot of people are going to be happy to see these people go to jail. It's just probably not going to be for exactly what you want them to be in jail for. Like everybody's saying Bill Clinton needs to go to prison because he went to Epstein Island. Well, maybe he's going to go to prison for fraud along with his wife for all the money they frauded people out of for their whole, the Clinton Foundation or whatever type of stuff. So I don't know what they're all going to go to jail for or get in trouble for or whatever. It's going to be something, but it may not all be exactly what we're hoping they're going to get in trouble for. I mean, did any of that make any sense? So I hope so. I'm really trying to explain it the best I can. But to me, just to get to see little updates like that, to see these other people that the walls are starting to close in because they do have evidence. And I don't know why Trump put this team together that he has, specifically the people that he chose, but it's for a reason. I just believe that he learned a lot the first time he was in office, and then what happened to him during the whole 4 years he wasn't in office, all the backstabbing, almost being assassinated, all that stuff. I think it prepared him for what he said. Okay, we're going to
I got to ask you this.
Yeah.
You remember the scene earlier this week when Trump had all the leaders of the world in the Oval Office,
mm-hmm.
and he directed their attention to the painting of the shooting, and he screamed, "Fight, fight, fight."
Yeah.
Do you think he knew he was in the room with somebody who was part of that murder attempt?
Because I think so. I think there was 2 or 3 people in there that were involved.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never seen another. And Trump is very personable. He's always in front of the cameras, right? So why haven't we seen all the other people that have gone to the White House, any of them being taken directly to that painting? You see what I mean?
Yeah.
None of them. I haven't seen a single other video of him doing that with anyone else.
I think that was his way of like, gotcha, bitch,
or letting them know, guess what? That's wearing the hat. That's another sign by Trump. The hat saying that he was 100% right about everything. He was right about all of it. So far, it's all unfolding, and that's why I want to do this next article that I want to share, because it's another little tidbit of juicy information that's about to come out, because she's just letting more and more out, as much as she can. After she goes through it, she's declassifying it and letting it out. And instead of this is what I love about it, is that the last 4 years and during Obama's administration, what happened? As soon as they did anything, they classified it, and that nobody knew what happened. No one knows where the money went or who did what with what money or anything. It was all classified. They made it so no one besides the people they wanted to know about it knew about any of it. How could all of it be classified? I mean, they're doing stuff on a daily basis, and all of it's classified. You can't. I mean, he sealed his own birth certificate and his school records and everything. Obama did.
Okay. Do you remember in 2015, good old Joe came out and he had his big unveiling of the truther moment, where nobody else saw it, but maybe me and like 1,000 people that absolutely hate Barry Soetoro, and they unveiled all the secrets about Barack Obama's little fucking birth certificate and all the things that make the evidence point to where Barack Obama's birth certificate is absolutely a fake. Did you see that?
I saw something that came out about it.
Oh, no. He did a live event. I saw it on Facebook, and
no, I didn't see that. I didn't have Facebook.
Old Joe, goddamn, Arpaio had a wonderful video, and they unveiled fact after fact after fact after fact. And sadly, that video kind of got deleted off the internet, but it was one of the best videos I've ever seen. And because I saw it live, it was great. But we got to hear the whole story as to why even Arpaio's like, nah, this is a fake piece of paperwork or a fake piece of shit.
Yeah.
He didn't say that, but he
Are you talking about the video where he showed how it was all layered? That this
layering,
and he take that off, and that wouldn't happen with an original document.
An original document, and the line. I believe it's it. He was also showing like how on a typewriter with the font that they used on that birth certificate wouldn't have been used in 1961. Also, the lining of the way the letters line up, they don't line up the way that they're supposed to. If you're using a typewriter,
I remember the video that I saw. It may not be the same one. He was showing that back then, when he was born, they would take that original document that was typed out, just like you said, and then the doctors and the nurse or whatever, and the clerk or whatever, the hospital would all sign their name right on there in ink on the document to prove that baby was born in that hospital, and then they put a seal on it, right? But they did that on a piece of paper that is all done by hand. It's not done on a computer and then printed out. Then he showed if you did that and you uploaded that in, it would all be one document. You go up and all of it would all be on there at one time. And that's why when he said, so if I get on there and I'm reading that document, I shouldn't be able to take this off or that off if it's in one, it's uploaded in one. You see what I mean? When you try to remove it, all of it would come off. Just like, you know, he's a computer person, and I didn't understand a lot of it, but he was trying to explain that it'd be impossible to remove just the date or this and that by unless you had cheating software or whatever else. And he was just saying a regular computer, you can't do that. You should be able to just upload it and take it off. You know, it's either on there or it's not, because all of it was on there at one time. He was trying to explain that to me, but I thought it was really interesting. But this next thing is all about what Gabbard is doing, step by step by step. And I really have enjoyed, because this was one of the people I was worried about because of her stance with this, you know, the Second Amendment. We've talked about that a few times.
She's aging like a fine wine. That's all I'm going to say.
That's what I feel the same way. I'm leaning more and more in her direction that, wow, she's really impressing me. That, you know, that's how I'm feeling about it. But each day that goes by, as meticulous as she is about everything, I'm really enjoying her. So I want everybody to get to see, listen to this, what she's talking about.
Has that fucking rogue or storm, the rogue-like streak in her hair, that little streak of gray. That's not for the young boys. That's for the 50-year-old men that went and saw X-Men on opening night in 1999 or 2001, whenever that was.
It's pretty too, but you know, a lot of people have that. You know, this one spot. It may not be on their forehead or anything. It might be on the top.
They put the one stripe in, and it's like, But
some people have that naturally. Because I've met people that got, you know, hit in the head when they were a kid, you know, playing football or whatever, and then in that one spot, a gray streak grows out, even when it starts when they're in high school. So here we go.
Tulsi, you've declassified a lot so far. Do you intend to declassify other information?
Yes, without a doubt. There are so many areas that we have just started to shine a light on in places that have never seen the light. It's important for the American people. They deserve to know the truth, and the truth and that transparency is what can be used to lead to actual accountability. That's how real change comes about.
And you're working with the Justice Department, and they're going to be, I mean, I know there's, I think I know there's at least one grand jury set up. I'm not sure that's public yet. I'm not sure the public knows all that is going to happen there. But you're working with the Justice Department, Attorney General Bonnie, to prosecute?
I am working with the U.S. attorney that's been assigned to by the Department of Justice and his team specifically to deal with the evidence that we have found and collected and declassified and released. The criminal referral that I made to the Department of Justice around President Obama's directed intelligence assessment that, as we said before, created something that was not there. This was the foundation of the Russia hoax. And it really was the document, again, ordered by President Obama, carried out willingly and excitedly by John Brennan and James Clapper and others, that laid that served as the document for everything that continued on in President Trump's first administration, the investigations, the impeachments, the surveilling, the harassment, everything that happened next really fundamentally came from and was rooted in this fake intelligence document that President Obama ordered be created.
All right. Well, we thank you. Wish you luck on the job, Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard. We appreciate you.
Janet, you want to show up that last in the private chat? Please click that link, then share it.
Okay. So hold on. in the private chat. You want me to share it in the chat for everybody,
No. I want you to play it. Just okay. It's a quick photo.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll do it. Oh, hold on. I got to close this thing. It says no thanks. All right. Let me bring this up for everybody. This is Bruce's way of sharing what he believes. Okay, here we go.
It's true. John Bolton eludes the FBI by blending into a herd of walruses.
Did you see him? There he is. I found him. It's where's Waldo? That's funny. Do you want to read the article or not?
No, I'm good.
I just wanted to share the picture.
I just wanted to share that picture because that's funny.
funny.
Everybody knows, go to the Babylon Bee, subscribe to the Babylon Bee. They're funny as shit. They're good people.
And I have a thing here that says a note. I took some notes to get ready for this, and it says baby break. So are you guys ready for a baby break?
Yep.
Here we go. I love it. Here we go.
I need to go back in. My parents are broke as shit.
I hate AI. I really do.
Dude, I just love it because I think it's funny. It's funny and it's adorable.
It is, yes, it is funny, but I hate the fact that we're going to AI for everything. It's like, it's our new savior.
That's the first AI thing I've shared.
No, Janet.
Even the video earlier, the one that says that I made up that everything from the people on here, it's their point of view or whatever at the beginning. I made that myself. It's my own voice.
I understand that, but I just hate AI. I don't have to fucking tolerate AI. I've been reading Harlan Edison. I've been reading fucking Frank Herbert. I've been reading all sorts of wonderful fiction and books for my entire life. And the entire thing is humans don't get lazy and don't let machines think for you, because otherwise you lose it all. And that's the entire fucking thing. And you know what? All these dumb fuckers are doing, I don't want to craft that. I don't want to do the graphics for that. Let me just feed it to Grok. Let me feed it to Midjourney. Blah, blah, blah. Fucking pathetic.
Yeah. Well, what's this? Oh, see? Scott Bakula has a naturally gray streak ever since he was young. And I asked my mom about that because I had a friend that had a round spot on the side of his head and it was gray and his hair was short, so it never got, a streak growing out. And she said that he had gotten hit in the head with a bat, but while he was playing out in the yard, and that for some reason his hair started growing in gray there. So it damaged the hair follicles or something, and he's going to always have that gray spot. So it's just unique. So I'm not saying I know exactly why that happens to everybody. I don't. Just saying that's what my mom told me. So
Steve Martin rings your doorbell tomorrow. What happened to me when I was 22? Because it happened then.
Yeah. So whatever. But I just think that it's nice to start seeing something happening. Even though it's in small portions, but I like that. If you went out and rounded up hundreds of people and then you all took them to jail and you did all this stuff, it would be too hard for people to follow along and understand what's going on with each of the different cases. By being this public about it and rating some place and then bringing out the evidence that they get or whatever and what they're doing with it, that kind of stuff. I just think it's important because then you're not going to have a bunch of people. Well, you're going to have people that are going to whine anyways, but you won't have as many people saying, "Oh, that's injustice. They're being framed," or whatever, type of thing. But this next thing is another article that came up on my timeline that I thought was pretty interesting. The whole thing with the James Comey stuff, because remember, I think he's going to be one of the next ones that they're going to zero in on, because I think he's going to squeal like a pig because I think he's a total pussy myself. And I could be wrong. He may be.
I want to hear Janet do her best rendition of "Squeal Like a Pig."
Does that sound like a pig?
Yes.
I don't know. I haven't heard a pig in a long time, a live one. So here we go. But here we go. I'm going to play this for everybody.
Pam Bondi reversed that decision and got this block inside this long history of leaks inside the FBI unredacted. And what did we learn? We learned that prosecutors and U.S. Postal and Service Inspection Service agents interviewed James Comey's deputies and confirmed that he had authorized the leak of classified information to the New York Times right before the 2016 election. So putting his thumb on the scale of the 2016 election. And despite this knowledge, despite that there was a leak of classified information, they know who leaked it. They know who authorized it. They know who their star witnesses would have been. If you brought a prosecution, you would have brought in James Comey's chief of staff, James Rubicki, and his former chief counsel, James Baker, because they're the ones who confirmed that this happened. They decided not to bring any charges at all. They let James Comey walk, and they kept this a secret. And this decision, by the way, was made at the beginning of, or in the middle of President Trump's first term under the Justice Department, under Jeff Sessions. The U.S. attorney in Washington, D.C. declined. The soon-to-be special prosecutor, but at that time, the Connecticut U.S. attorney, John Durham, also declined to bring charges. And so James Comey walked. And they will say, well, what's the difference? Why should we care now? Well, there's some the statutes on classified intentional leaking of information that harms the national interest, i.e. espionage, actually is 10 years, which means that Pam Bondi could theoretically reopen an investigation today. I talked to our good friend Mike Davis, great legal expert. He said, I think the DOJ will open up on this information right away. I talked to Pam Bondi, and she says, I intend to bring accountability to this abhorrent behavior by James Comey and his team. That's probably not a good sign for James Comey. Talked to the FBI director, Kash Patel. He said that it is a shame to the FBI that its former leader authorized the leak, and his leadership leaked classified national secrets harming the public interest, and that he hopes accountability will come from the Justice Department. So everybody is in action on this tonight. The document's up. You don't have to take my word for it. You can read it. It's embedded in our story. But James Comey is got perhaps some new legal headaches tonight. And I want to remind everybody, there was a famous moment in May 2017 where Chuck Grassley confronted Comey and said, have you ever been an anonymous story for a news story? No. Have you ever authorized someone to be an anonymous source for a story? No. Did you ever authorize or allow anyone on your staff to leak classified information? No. Well, people are going to look back and look at this and say, I don't think those two things match. And we'll have to see what happens now inside the Justice Department. But all the information is now out there for the public to see, thanks to Pam Bondi and to Kash Patel, who worked together to get this information to the public today.
Director Comey, have you ever been an anonymous source in news reports about matters relating to the Trump investigation or the Clinton investigation?
Never.
Have you ever authorized someone else at the FBI to be an anonymous source in news reports about the Trump investigation or the Clinton investigation?
No.
Yeah, he's going to be caught with his pants down. So I can't wait to see that. But I was on my timeline today, and I saw something from another person that I follow on X that came up, and it struck me because what he was saying was the same thing we're all thinking, basically. And so I asked him, I sent him a DM and said, can I use your post? Because it's not a news person or anything on my show. And he said I could use whatever, if I wanted to use it, I could use it. So I'm going to share this real quick because it's just a normal American person with their point of view, and I'm happy because that's the kind of people that are helping change our country again, trying to get our country back. The ones that speak out, the ones who share information and try to make a difference. Because, like Ruben said, Ruben doesn't believe that anybody can help. He thinks that basically everything's going to happen. It's going to happen. That we can't do anything. But I don't believe that. I believe if you see someone drowning and you jump in and you save them and you pull them out, you made a difference. You changed the future because somebody planned, the devil maybe, that person to die because something they're going to do in their future, he doesn't want them to do it. So by someone else jumping in and saving that person, pulling them out of the water, whatever it is they were going to do that the other one that wanted him to die didn't want him to do is now going to be done. See, that's how I look at it. It's like the glass is half full. That's how I look at things, and other people look at it, it's half empty. See, so you can choose to look at it whatever way you want, but I like to look at it that we have a chance, as long as we don't give up and that we all sit together. And even if we don't agree on exactly how to do it, we almost all agree what kind of outcome we want. And it doesn't matter really if we bump heads or, get upset with each other a little bit, getting there, as long as we get there. You know what I mean? That's how I'm looking at it. But I just want to play this because I think it's important that a lot of people get to voice their opinion and be heard.
Yeah, this is for all you over there on the left. Who do you think you are? What makes you think you have any right to physically assault people, destroy their property, release their personal private information online because what? You disagree with them politically or don't like something they said? Grow up, man. Come on. You're acting like a bunch of spoiled, petulant little children throwing a temper tantrum because mommy took your favorite toy away. Get over yourselves. If the same thing was done to you, you would lose your collective mind. For a group that likes to use fascists and Nazis so much, you people are more like Nazis than the actual Nazis were. Yeah, this is for all you over there on the left.
I just thought it was good. It was refreshing to see somebody speaking out that normally probably wouldn't see it out there doing anything about it. But I wanted to share that because it's nice to see other people that aren't involved, doing this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Speaking out. And I'm seeing a little bit more each week. And it's refreshing. And I just wanted to share that because I'm proud that people are starting to speak out. But this next thing, I think it's pretty good. Let's see. Make sure I click on the right one. Oh, here it is. I think this is a good one. Here we go. This is, like I told you, I want to try to keep up on J.D. Vance and what he does and how he does it and how he sticks to the agenda or whether he slowly pulls away from the agenda. That's important to me because right now, like everybody was talking about Trump staying up 20 hours straight. He's 70-something years old and he stayed up 20 hours straight after he went to Alaska and all the stuff that he did, right? And then he's on the phone the rest of the time. So he cares. And I really do believe that he's trying to do the best job that he can possibly do because this is his last, his last few years to be able to get something done or get it started. And hopefully we're going to have someone like J.D. Vance or someone ready to step in and finish the job. And I want to make sure that we keep him in the, in the spotlight, pay attention to what he does and what he says and how he does things to see whether or not is this the person that you and I that work real hard to support Trump and to share his information and to try to understand why Trump's doing things the way he does. And hopefully we'll do that with JD if he decides to run and who he picks for his VP. I think that'll be important too. But the thing is, I got to feel like I can trust him because before he was put in office as a VP, I'd never heard of him. Had you ever heard of him before that?
No, never.
So I
didn't even know about Pete Hegseth until they tapped him for his position.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things that I'm trying to pay a little more attention to this time. Even though I'm busy and I do a lot of other things, just little things like this, I think help to give you that, I don't know, that sense in your brain, I think this person has got a level head on their shoulder and they're going to make good decisions for all of us. And I want to be able to feel that way this next time. So here we go. I'm going to play this interview with him. I think it's pretty good. It's not very long, but I still think it's good.
It was like 1 a.m. Moscow time, and they had no anticipation. So we're actually in the east wing of the White House, and the president says, we've had a pretty good meeting. I'm going to go call Vladimir Putin and see what he says about it. And everybody's like, oh, you're going to call him next week? And he's like, no, what time is it in Moscow? Let's call him right now. And I think one of the things I realized about President Trump's leadership is he cuts through the BS of some of these diplomatic protocols and just says, I'm going to get things done. If I want to talk to somebody, I'm going to talk to somebody. You had a lot of the Europeans who were saying, no, there needs to be proper, vetting, and the teams have to prepare the phone call and blah, 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 blah. And the president was like, no. I want to talk to the guy. I'm going to talk to the guy. And I think that kind of no holds barred, no BS diplomacy is part of the reason why we've made the progress we have. And we've made a lot of progress, Laura. Look, who knows what's going to happen? The president tells me this all the time. You can never say with certainty what the outcome in this situation is going to be. But we now have the Russians talking to the Ukrainians. They're talking details about what would be necessary on each side to stop the fighting and stop the killing. We've made more progress in 3 months than the country had made in 3 years in stopping this conflict. And I think it's because sometimes you just need a president who will pick up the phone and call somebody.
There. Now, see, the way he said it, and his determination about what he was saying, I believe that he believes it. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem like he's making it up. And if he stays this way on his focus on what he feels like he's learning about how Trump does things, I think he might be ready to step into the position, even though he's young, because he might be one of the youngest presidents we ever had if he runs. So I don't know if he will or not. I don't know if you would want to put your wife and your kids through that. You know what I mean? I have no idea, but I don't know. I'm really starting to have more feelings that I might actually vote for this person.
I'm going to definitely vote for JD Vance. I've liked him since the start. He's very well educated. He's not from. Well, he does have a bar. He was also enlisted. He was in military. He made it E4, part of the E4 mafia, loud and proud, or we're sleeping, depending on how you recognize E4 mafia. The thing is that he's very good at getting his point across. He's not as crass or as brash as others that are around him, but he definitely makes his statements known, and you don't wonder what's he thinking. No, he doesn't. He doesn't hide shit from you. He lets you know where the pieces are on the board and how you factor into it. I like that about JD Vance.
Yeah, me too. And I'm starting to feel more confidence when I think about him, and when I talk about him, I feel more comfortable that that he could probably be handed something very, very important, which he already is. I know, because he's vice president. But I mean, if something was to happen, I think that as long as he stays where he's at, and like he was in that interview, the way that he was paying attention to what Trump's decisions were and why he was making those decisions, and he was talking to his vice president about it, that he's ready to step into that position if something was to happen, and be able to take over for Trump. You see what I mean?
The only thing I'm worried about is what type of person is going to run with JD Vance, and I really don't. What?
I said that's a scary thought because of what happened with what we had before with Pence. You know what I mean?
I don't want another Pence situation. Mike Pence, probably not a bad guy whenever he's away from Washington, D.C., and he's got no responsibility or power, or there's something on the line that could cause his retirement to suffer financial justice. I really just don't like don't like Mike Pence, and JD Vance is everything that JD Vance is. Mike Pence isn't. Mike Pence is just a fucking behind the scenes power broker that seems to be just furthering his own interests all the time. He gets on stage now. He just serves to distract or detract from Trump, and that's the problem that I have.
Yeah, me too. But I am my because remember, I was iffy at first because I was like, I'd never heard of this guy. I'm not going to just blindly trust him. It's going to take me a little bit to pay attention to him, and I'm starting to. He's starting to make me go, I really am starting to feel more comfortable with him stepping in if something was to happen. I hope nothing happens. I don't want anything to happen, but I want him to get another couple years under his belt, to be an understudy or whatever you want to call it. But I'm really starting to look at him differently. Now, here's another one that I really love. I love this guy. And when I first heard him, the very first time I heard him speak, I thought, is he gay? Because he has that that whine a little bit in some of his speech. You know what I'm talking about?
No, not yet. But
okay, well, you don't know. You've not listened to Stephen Miller talk before?
Not a whole lot, no.
Okay, well, I've listened to 75 or 80 of his speeches and videos in the last 2 weeks, so it's a lot. But boy, I went and I started doing a deep dive on him, and he's got a really good looking wife and some real cute kids, and she was talking about him being the bridezilla, that he was the one that was, this has got to be this and this has got to be that for his wedding. So I just thought it was hilarious. So it seems like he's got a real good relationship with his wife, and he's determined to do what he believes is the right thing when it comes to President Trump's agenda. So I wanted to, I don't know what they're, he's not talking about that stuff that I just brought up, but it says his intense outrage over this Hakeem Jeffries lecture about the Trump administration. So, and then he's being interviewed. So I thought that you guys might be interested in listening to this, because I really like him. I think he means what he says, and he's determined to get the job done. And I like that about him.
Can you imagine getting a lecture on public safety from the party that has let child rapists and murderers into this country in mass? Do you have any idea how many lives have been maimed and raped and killed by the illegal aliens that they let into our country, they gleefully allowed into our nation? And they want to lecture us on public safety? They have destroyed the lives of countless thousands of Americans. And today, Democrats run sanctuary cities that protect and shield illegal aliens who have committed the most heinous crimes from deportation. In every one of these cases, look at the case right here, this CBP officer. His assailant was arrested and released, arrested and released, arrested and released, because Democrat policies shield these monsters from deportation by purpose and by design. Their policies are evil. They are intentional. They are malicious. They hate this country, and they want our people to suffer, and they have turned migration into a weapon. And when ICE and Border Patrol go out and conduct these raids, what do they find? Trafficked and enslaved children. They find offenders with rap sheets that go from here to the other side of the country. State after state, a trail of blood and suffering. And ICE and Border Patrol are getting these monsters out of our country, getting these predators out of our communities.
Well,
Under President Trump's leadership, murder rates are finally falling because these people are being sent home.
I just love him because he's passionate about it. And you know how I feel about child trafficking and all that kind of stuff, and the illegal drugs, all that stuff that's killing, people day after day after day. He has that same passion, and I feel it from him. I can't explain anything different. But the very first time, I don't care if he was gay. It didn't bother me. But when I first heard him speak, I thought he might be, because of his tone of voice or something about that. But the more I've looked into him, yeah, he's definitely not gay, and he's very determined. That's just the way he speaks. And but I really like him.
That's fine, but he looks like a politician.
Yeah, that's fine. And guess what? His wife, guess who she used to work for?
I have no idea. You're gonna
Mike Pence. She used to work for Mike Pence, and she's a beautiful brunette. And I like him. I'm liking him more and more, because that's what I've been trying to do. I've been trying to slowly dig up information about who they are, where they're from, are they married, have a family, all that, and all the different people that Trump has pulled in to his realm, to try to get an understanding of why Trump chose these people. And so far, The only one that I even have a little bit of apprehensive about is Pam Bondi. And I don't really have that much apprehensivity with her either. After I looked at some of the things that she did in the state of Florida, I'm like, well, that's just how she does things, you know? So I'm just going to wait because I really.
You're the only person I know that's expressed any confidence in Pam Bondi.
Can't help it. I don't know why, but I just feel like, yeah, she's going to make a few mistakes. All of them are. All of us do. But I think she's got something planned out with Trump, you know, because I don't think she's done really anything without talking to him first. I really don't. So I think she has made some mistakes, but I think she's going to make up for all of it. I really do. I don't know why. I mean, you know what I mean? You get this feeling in your gut. You don't know why you make certain choices, but you just get a gut feeling that this is a good time for me to make this bet, or I'm going to buy this certain item because today feels like the day to do it. Does that make any sense? I got that kind of feeling about her. I don't know. It's not.
That's an awful lot of faith.
You know?
That's an awful lot of faith for somebody. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay, well, I can help it. Right now, that's where I'm at. So, but you know, each day that goes by, I'll find out a little more, and then I'll start either leaning this way or I'll lean that way. But as of today, I don't know. I just have a strange feeling that I think that she's going to end up really showing us what she's made of. And it's going to be deep.
That'd be awful nice because right now she's shown us that she's not doing shit, and it makes it bad for Bongino and who's the little Indian guy, Kash Patel. It makes it hard for me to like those two if Pam Bondi seems to be dragging things out further and further. Good seeing you here, Mr. Buchanan. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Herbert is asking if you looked into Pam Bondi's connection to the railroading of George Zimmerman.
No, I'll have to look it up. If you have anything, just send it to the email, and I'll be happy to read it. That might be something interesting that we can talk about on the show when we don't have any other, you know, something other big coming up. But
usually,
I don't know. It's gut feeling. It's not something I can just lay on the table and say, this is why I'm doing this. You see what I'm saying? It's an inner feeling. I don't know what it is. Because even Sandy, you know, my sister Sandy, you know how we bicker. She hates her. I mean, she just absolutely just thinks that she's a total failure and that Trump was a dum-dum for even bringing her in. I'm just saying, I really think that something that Trump and his people, you know, his people right around him, the ones that have helped him make decisions to get ready for this, there's a reason behind it, you know, and I trust Trump enough to give her a little bit more, put a little more faith on her side of the team. I don't know how else to explain it, but that's basically where I'm at. So
I don't trust her as far as I can throw her. That's
if I'm wrong, I'll say, well, I had it wrong. My instinct was wrong, and I don't have a problem with that because it just makes me human. You know what I mean? I really don't. I'm just saying that's just something I just feel strongly about. For some reason, I believe that she's going to end up proving us right about something. I don't know what it is, but this was another thing I thought was interesting. Since the whole 2020 shit started happening, and I started seeing Mike Lindell out more, and then I saw him doing those interviews where they were going in front of different judges and stuff about the cheating. And he had bunches of paperwork, and he was traveling and doing all this stuff, even though he's a multimillionaire, right? The pillow guy. But I just thought it was interesting how much effort he was putting into trying to prove. And I think a lot of his efforts and a few others that got ostracized really bad, lost a lot of their, like, what was his name? The mayor of New York. What was his name? Rudy Giuliani. He got raked over the coals. And when all this stuff comes out, when the proof starts coming out and being laid out in facts with the cheating, and the underhandedness that was going on, all of them are going to be proven right. Just like that. That's why he's wearing that hat. Just Trump does things like that. I don't know why he does it. Some people say it's arrogance. I just call him, he's trolling people or whatever, like what he did with saying that he's going to make Canada the 51st state, shit like that. That's a troll. Trolls do that. And sometimes trolling is good and sometimes it's bad. You're a troll. You troll people. And I think it's funny. I think it's funny sometimes. And sometimes I want, ooh, you're getting a little over the top. But that's who you are. And that's what makes Bruce Bruce. Just like Trump is Trump. And that's how he's going to act. And I can accept that. I don't have a problem with it. But I'm going to bring this up so we can hear. I got to get a drink. Sorry.
And of course, I think I know the reason why. They've been told, if you get on the side of paper ballots, you're going to be in P&G. We don't want you. You're not going to be invited to any of the parties. And we're going to make sure you get no funding. You're going to get no donors. And so they all get in line. It's the only thing I can think of. If I'm wrong, somebody come and talk to me. I'll be glad to debate anybody on this issue, but nobody will debate me on it. And they are fighting tooth and nail to make sure that machines stay in place here in the state of Arkansas. And so it comes back to what President Trump said today. What he said was critical, and that is, if you're going to have a country, you've got to be able to trust your elections. The people don't trust the current system. We've got to fix the system. We got to fix our borders. He's done that. But now we got to fix elections, and I'm all for it. And I think this is very critical for each and every one of us to give our voice to this. Call your governor, call your secretary of state, and tell them that you're behind what President Trump is doing right now. Let them know. And I'm going to also take a couple of minutes real quick, to thank again Mike Lindell. This man has given up so much of his life to secure our country, to make sure that our elections are safe. He has taken, and you well know, he has taken so much abuse from the media, from all of these different entities that are dead set on ensuring that the status quo stays in place. Mm-hmm. And they don't want Mike Lindell to be able to push and be able to show. But I'm telling you, he's going to be vindicated. Every one of us who are on this other side, the side of getting rid of machines and going to secure paper ballots and having transparent elections, we're all going to be vindicated. There's no doubt in my mind. And we're going to be able to show that we were right, they were wrong. They were on the side of destroying America, not protecting America. And we are on the side of trying to protect our heritage, to protect our country. And we're going to do that. And I'm proud to be part of that. And I just want to thank Mike Lindell for everything that he's done and for what he is doing for currently right now in DC. And he asked me to come on and guest host the show. And I'm always privileged and honored to do that because I respect the man and I respect everything that he has done and everything that he has sacrificed for all of us. And it's just incredible.
And it's important that we got to come on today of all days when the president declared war on the current voting system. So for those who didn't tune in at the beginning, President Trump made a very, very, very important announcement this morning on Truth Social that Colonel Reynolds has in front of him. And I'm going to let him read to you guys what the president said at 6:30 this morning.
I'll try to read all of it, but I think it's important. This is what President Trump said, and it came out this morning, as Will just said. And so I'll try to read it slow, but it says, I am going to lead a movement to get rid of mail-in ballots. And also, while we're at it, highly inaccurate, very expensive, and seriously controversial voting machines, which cost 10 times more than accurate and sophisticated watermarked paper, which is faster and leaves no doubt at the end of the evening as to who won and who lost the election. We are now the only country in the world that uses mail-in voting. He says, all others gave it up because of the massive voter fraud encountered. We will begin this effort, and he's doing this in all caps. We will begin this effort, which will be strongly opposed by the Democrats because they cheat at levels never seen before, by signing an executive order to help bring honesty to the 2026 midterm elections. He says, remember, the states are merely an agent for the federal government in counting and tabulating the votes. They must do what the federal government, as represented by the President of the United States, tells them for the good of the country to do. With their horrible radical left policies like open borders, men playing in women's sports, transgender and woke for everybody, and so much more, Democrats are virtually unelectable without using this completely disproven mail-in scam. Elections can never be honest with mail-in ballots or voting. And everybody, in particular the Democrats, know this. He says, I and the Republican Party will fight like hell to bring honesty and integrity back to our elections. The mail-in ballot hoax using voting machines, the mail-in ballot hoax using voting machines that are a complete and total disaster must end now. Remember, without fair and honest elections and strong and powerful borders, you don't have even a semblance of a country. Thank you for your attention in this matter. Donald Trump, President of the United States.
Yeah. See, I really do believe that he's trying to get rid of it because you really can't protect it. You see what I mean? Because it's been proven over and over again that these machines can be manipulated, especially if they are hooked up online, which they keep saying they're not online, but people have proven that they were able to upload stuff, take things off, do all kinds of things. And I've worked the polls, and I've talked about that many times. And I do believe that there's no reason why, if you have enough people to count the votes, that you can get them all done in one day. Instead of 3 weeks. This is what's funny. In California, it took 3 weeks to count all the votes for President of the United States in California. And in California, they were able to count all the votes for the Gavin Newsom recall in one night. See, that's ridiculous. You know, if the people that are doing it are doing the exact same thing they did the other day when they did the voting, why would there be so much different? You see what I mean? It's the process. It works. I've done it many times in different states. And if you do it and everybody does their job and there's the officials walking around and people are doing their job and you do the job. And if you see something that's out of place, you tell them, hey, this doesn't look right. Or this person's driver's license doesn't look legitimate or whatever, and deal with it right then when it's in front of you. You don't have all this mass fraud. It just won't work. You have to have multiple people involved, and you also have to have key cards or whatever information you need to put into those machines and change the numbers. I mean, that's possible too. But cleaning up taking the dead people off, doing all those things, getting all the records updated, all that can be done by people. And one of the things that I suggested in quite a few of the spaces that we've done on X is the fact that every state has colleges. Okay. So what if you take your college students that are taking courses on government and different things like that and say, okay, you're going to work the polls for this election or that election or whatever one in certain areas, depending on, and each school had to do that. And that's how they get credit for that. Plus they're actually learning how the polls work. They're hands-on training, basically. Different things like that. We have so many colleges all over the United States. Every single state has colleges in it. There's no reason why we wouldn't have enough people to help count the votes. And we also have people like me, volunteers already. The same system is set up for jury duty. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. Just like what the Trump administration is going to try to do this time, instead of going out and hiring new people to count the census, they're going to use what we already have in place, which is the United States Postal Service. And I played that video a couple months back when they were talking about it and how they were going to make those changes and save millions of dollars for the United States taxpayer by using what we already have available on it every day. We have the United States Postal Service to do the census. So there's many ways for us to get better at everything and more efficient, but people have to be willing to do it. You know what I mean? Every day that I went for jury duty, I sat and there was, 60 people, 70 people just sitting around, the same thing as me, just sitting and waiting until their name got called to go do whatever it is that they were asked of. And then when they were done and they had the people they needed, they told, okay, the rest of you guys can leave.
Mr. Calvinani, thank you very much for being here, sir. You are a definite chief among the mods. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So he's going to bed?
Yeah, he's out.
Yeah.
He lives on avocado time, but he wakes up early.
Yeah. It's tough when you have to do all this stuff late at night or on the weeknights or whatever. But here's another one that I thought was pretty good. And everybody knows how I like Lim Beck. I've always liked Lim Beck after he left. What was it?
He was on Fox for a little bit.
Yeah, but before he was on Fox, he was on like NBC or CBS, one of those two. And then he went to Fox. And then when he went off on his own, he said, it sure is nice to be able to tell the truth. He just changed a lot, I thought. But since he left all the other agencies and started doing it himself, that's when I started paying more attention to him because, I don't like any news channel, even Fox. I mean, Fox is okay. They have some people on there that I
Greg.
like,
Yeah,
I like Greg Gutfield. I watched the Red Eye for a year before, all the other stuff started going on. But I love the Red Eye. Did you ever watch it?
Years ago, yeah.
Yeah, I really liked that show. That was one of the best ones I've ever seen. And it was sad that when they stopped doing that, but I liked it. I thought it was very informative and entertaining, which is hard to get. It's getting harder and harder and harder to get an entertaining show. But this was something I thought was pretty interesting. It says, one of the most important pages from the recently released Russiagate documents proves that the deep state destroying Donald Trump's relationship with Russia was part of their plan, even if it meant risking lives around the world. And see, this is nice to actually hear people saying these things in public. You know what I mean? It's not whispers in the back room or underhanded emails going out or videos that are secret that nobody can talk about. Because years ago, during the whole thing when the PP dossier came out, you couldn't do anything on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If you did anything, you were censored for it. Because I remember I told everybody about it when I was on Facebook before I quit. Was I posted a picture, it was all the Antifa shit. That's what pissed me off, really started getting under my skin, is that a thing came down my timeline and it had an Antifa person. It was a drawing and had a police officer on their knees and they were cutting a cop's throat. Okay. And you could see the picture that clearly that's what they were doing. So I reported it. I pushed the report and I reported that I thought it was offensive. Well, wasn't like 2 days later, I got a thing that said that they considered it artistic something. It was that person's. No, it wasn't a license. It was something, another word, expression. That's what it was. Artistic expression by the person who drew the picture. And I was like, that's bullshit. So guess what? I got a friend to take that picture and swap it around to make it look like the cop was cutting the Antifa's throat. I put them side by side and I posted it. Guess what? They said I'd take it down or they're going to take my channel, take my profile down. And I was like, why isn't this considered artistic expression like you told me a couple of days ago it was? Well, now you're taking it and you're making it offensive. That's what they told me. So it's like, this is fucked up. And I was like, this is bullshit. So that's when I started deleting everything. I started deleting all the way down to, every picture I ever put on there. I went all the way to the end. I changed my name to Lynn. And then I put a picture on my profile of Bill Clinton in the blue dress, from Epstein's house. I put that on there and that was what I left. And then I deleted my account, even though after that, I'm still getting emails, at least 3 a week, saying someone's trying to log into your Facebook account, which I don't have. So I just think it's ridiculous, but that's why I left Facebook. I think they're a buttload of crap. I think what's his name that runs it is a piece of shit, a liar, a dweeb, a narcissistic pig, and I don't trust him. I wouldn't let him. I wouldn't even give him the time of day. I wouldn't even wave at him or get my picture taken with him or anything. I have nothing to do with that person. He is disgusting, and he hates this country and he hates Americans. That's how I feel. I think he's full of hot air and disgusting. Sorry, that's the way I feel about him. I just can't stand that guy. He's scum, and he's still going to be scum. I don't care what happens to him in his life. And I feel sorry for his wife and his kid. But here we go. I'm going to play Dumbeck for everybody.
Do you remember? This was in the classified Durham Annex. This is one of the most important pages in the entire report. It is an alleged email from an exec. And when I say, hang on just a second, when I say alleged email, this is what I mean by that. It's only alleged. We know that the facts happen. These things happen. We know that these things from our sources, our trusted sources, we know that these things were said. We're just not sure if they were in one email or several emails because it was all broken up or could be broken up by the Russians. But the Russians found it. We were spying on the Russians. We know that they believed it. This is what they had on Hillary Clinton, and that's what they were covering, not the Russians, us. That's what Deep State was covering up. So this alleged email from an executive whose focus is Eastern Europe from the George Soros Open Society Foundation. In this email, he states that Hillary Clinton's campaign says, and I quote, "It will be a long-term affair to demonize Putin and Trump." He then describes how the deep state, utilizing federal resources, will amplify all of this. Did all of this happen? Everything I just say, it happened? Then he says, later the FBI will put more oil into the fire. Did that happen or not? Then he states the possible global consequences. Anyway, things are ghastly for U.S.-Russian relations.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about irresponsible people that are playing with the lives, literally, of over 1 million lives already lost. It could have been hundreds of millions of lives. They knew that a color revolution turned inward on the U.S. public was dangerous. They knew that they were possibly risking war, nuclear war, a war that had the potential to escalate into just one flaming hot ball of fire called Earth. But the ends justify the means. They said, screw it, and they did it anyway.
Wow. Intense. So that's the kind of stuff that's coming out, and that's why it's so important. Just that one page that he talked about, the implications in one page, and that, to me, that's where we're at. And that's why I have to give Bondi the benefit of the doubt that if one page out of all of this stuff that they're working on, she had stacks and stacks, and so did Dan Bongino and Cash Patel. Remember, they said there were bags full of stuff ready to be taken and be burnt, right? And they've been going through all this stuff, and they've got other people there working, and they all have jobs. You know, they all have specific things they're supposed to be doing on top of trying to go through all this other stuff and find out what's real, what's fake, what's real, what's fake, right? And then, okay, this stuff is important stuff. We need to declassify it. Then it has to get to the right person so that it can all be signed out and be declassified. Stuff like that. It's all going to be done bit by bit by bit, because if they're going to use all of this against someone in court or multiple people in court, they have to have it documented properly so that somebody doesn't say, oh, somebody slipped that in, or that was never in there. That's just a copy of somebody's notes. You see what I mean? It's all got to be legitimate stuff to use in a court. And remember what I said about the Hunter Biden laptop. Remember, they, for 4 or 5 years or longer, They said that the whole laptop was Russian propaganda. Remember that? See, they used it to cover up a buttload of shit. But guess what? As soon as that laptop was used to prosecute Hunter for that gun charge, guess what? It proves it's his laptop. So now anything else that was on there can now be used to prosecute him in court, because that laptop has already been used in court to prove it was his, and that what was on it was legitimate, not Russian propaganda. See what I mean? So that's why, and I'm just a nobody. I'm not a person that, I didn't go to college for law. I didn't do any of this stuff. I'm just somebody who wanted to read, did the best I could to find out as much information about it as I could. And I think I have a little bit of common sense. So it's easier for me to understand it and look at it and say, that's fucking bullshit, or that is real. You see what I mean? And I had a gut feeling when I saw the videos coming out showing a person taking someone else's ballot and writing on it. I have worked, I don't know how many years at the polls, 2 or 3 elections a year, depending on if it was a special election, it's local, whether it's a state, a federal election or whatever, or the adding tax or whatever it is. And I've never, not one time, every time I've ever worked the polls where I'm handling ballots all day long, has I've seen anyone write on another person's ballot unless it was a spoiled ballot. That's the only time. Because if somebody came to me and said, oh, I made a mistake with this marker, I ruined my ballot. So what happens? I call a judge over. And every single person, all 5 people sitting at that table that went through the process to make sure that person had the right to vote, and we handed her a ballot at the end, we all have to initial that ballot to prove that we handed her one ballot. We're taking it back because she made a mistake on it. And now we're going to spoil the ballot, which means it's got our signatures on it. And the judge is going to come over and he's going to put a big X on it. He's going to put it in the envelope and wrote spoiled on it, which means when we count the totals at the end of the night, that we have this many ballots that went out and this many came in. Well, where's the 5 or 6 ballots that we can't find? Well, look in the spoiled ballot box. There you go. There's 5 ballots. All the ballots should always balance out. You shouldn't have 100,000 extra votes that come from no place. That's cheating. To me, that's why as soon as they started coming out with all these wild, crazy numbers, more than the actual people that even voted, it was proven fraud. But they did nothing. So that's why I said I knew it was cheating at the very beginning, simply because I saw people writing on other people's ballots. They got a stack of ballots in front of them that are not theirs. They're working the poll, so they're not voting. So why are they writing on all those ballots? That was fraud right there. Every one of those people should have been arrested. I would have been arrested. If I was sitting there writing on people's ballots and somebody saw me and put it on video, I should be arrested. That was illegal. And this is coming from someone who's worked the polls in 2 states, Arkansas and Louisiana, and that would never happen. I mean, it's just ridiculous that these people got away with it. So, to finally see all the work that Mike Lindell and some of these other people to try to prove that the machines cheated and that certain people put things into place that weren't supposed to be there, it's nice to start seeing it come out. And I hope that people are going to go to jail because of it, because that's illegal. They have made it so people like me don't believe in it right now. I don't trust these people because I know people are cheating, and that's not right. It's not right for all of us. Not right for our country. It's not right for our children and their children and their children. Because what are we changing? What's not happening that normally would have happened if we hadn't cheated? See, what would be affecting our kids differently? You know what I mean? I don't know. I just want to see it be fair. I mean, if somebody shows you something, you should be able to see it for what it really is, not what they're trying to tell you it is. You see what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I'm hoping that this is all going to slowly open up, and we're going to see a huge change in the way things have been put out. But here was something I thought was interesting. I'm going to play for everybody. It kind of gave you guys a good chuckle. I thought it was great when I watched it, so I hope you guys enjoy as much as I did. Here we go. All right. It says, this is a brutal takedown, but I think you guys will like it. So here we go.
Can somebody please show me a picture of somebody from MAGA that doesn't look like they came from the hills have eyes?
I can smell the cat piss, the Winston 100s, and the expired Slim Jims wafting off your video. You look like the type of girl who applied to a strip club, but they only let you dance during the day shift on a Tuesday. I bet all of your kids have you blocked and you blame it on astrology. Ladies and gentlemen, the final boss of the trailer park fight. If you were to tell me that you make dream catchers using old beer tabs and you sell them at the flea market from a table called the Gypsy Den, I wouldn't blink. We all knew that kid from the late 80s, early 90s who had the Power Ranger blanket or the Lion King blanket that always smelled like piss. You are the human embodiment of that blanket. If the people from Hills Have Eyes and the people from Wrong Turn got each other pregnant and then they drank during the entire pregnancy, we'd get you. You look like you drive a 1998 Ford Explorer with empty Suboxone wrappers on the floor, and it smells like Dollar General cucumber melon. You got a body built like a beanbag chair and a face made for radio.
I thought he was horrible, but funny at the same time. So yeah, it's a good one. I'm gonna share that in the chat for everybody if you're interested in sharing that, because it made me laugh. And I've sent it like to 8 people so far. Thought it was great. But that's pretty much everything I pulled up. Is there anything you would like to bring up yourself?
No, I mean, this week was really a good struggle week. When I refer to the struggle weeks, like it's a week where you have problems and you work through them, you learn a bit about yourself. And my boss and I have gone through some exchanges on things, and I'm not in any danger of losing a job or anything. We just have been dealing with a lot of shit, a lot of equipment breaking down and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of capitalism, 2 good things happened. Well, actually, 1 good thing happened, and we had a tragedy. That was the anniversary yesterday of the Ruby Ridge situation, August 21st of 1992 or 91.
Yeah.
They shot the dog first, then the boy, then the woman holding the baby. Just a fucking tragedy on every level. And the ATF is still around. They're still there fucking up shit, shooting people's dogs. Fuck you, ATF, you pieces of shit. And then, we did have on the 20th, wonderful day it was. It's been 85 years since the assassination of Leon Trotsky, and every day we should endeavor to run over another communist or put another one in the dead book, because they just serve no purpose. I mean, aside from getting you a latte at your fucking coffee, that's it. That they're garbage persons. They don't value the nuclear family. They hate the idea of a creator. Anybody that argues with you and says that's not real communism, just take your copy of Capital, and just pound them until there's like a red mist or smear there, and let it be fine. The pages can be used. The pages of Capital are fun because if you use them as toilet paper, when they turn red, you can stop wiping.
Yeah.
And that's what I got.
Well, what are our plans tomorrow?
Same plans we do every weekend, Janet.
I know what the people in the chat might want to know.
Well, we'll be playing our the alpha test, or the alpha test of the D100 game system that I've been developing.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly might have a new member in the party as well, and looking forward to seeing all of us harmonizes. I'm looking forward. Thank you, Six Nations. It was 1992, and looking forward to seeing how this situation directs itself, because you guys are currently dealing with things within Quail Valley.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had some requests for, can we try somewhere else? Can we go somewhere else? We have this. Sure. So stay tuned. And Sunday, do you remember what movie you were watching?
Something Space Hunter.
Yes. Space Hunter 3D.
Or something.
Adventures in the Forbidden Zone.
Yeah.
Michael Ironside and Molly Ringwald.
And the actor that's flying Molly around, isn't he the guy from some other sci-fi series? I don't remember the name of it. Well, he sure looks like it. I looked at some pictures trying to find out what I'm going to wear for my costume. And so he looks familiar, but I didn't look him up.
His name is Peter Strauss.
Mm-hmm.
And
what was he in?
Well, he was a voice for Justin in Secret of Nim.
Secret of Nim, he was a voice?
Yep. And then he was also in Triple X State of the Union from 2005, where he played the president, James Sanford.
Okay. No, that's not what
And he's really he's the most Mitt Romney of actors I've ever seen, and you'll see that too.
Okay, well, we'll have to see because I haven't seen this before.
He'd be a good Mitt Romney. He was a voice actor for a little bit. Just rolling through his IMDb. He played Peter Gunn in the TV movie Peter Gunn.
Okay.
He was Wolf in Space Hunter 3D. And there's really not, he played in a few episodes of The Streets of San Francisco. Those of you with the gray hairs know what I'm talking about. He was in an episode of Barnaby Jones, an episode of Cannon, an episode of Mary Tyler Moore Show. This guy's...
Well, I have something that Hardwiki told me. He sent me to the email address, and I'm going to play it real quick. So let's see.
Is this about his coping mechanism with Taylor Swift?
Yeah. Something about
God.
I haven't seen it.
Like this guy needs a wood chipper.
Okay, well, I don't know what this is, but I'm going to play it real quick. So here we go.
Everybody, welcome back to my Substack. Last week's cold turns out to have been COVID, quite a flashback. And Donald Trump is still president and still humiliating America on a national stage, standing next to Vladimir Putin. It's like a dream, a bad dream you can't wake up from.
Well, before I do that, wasn't he a Republican when Trump was put in office, or was he not?
I can't remember.
See, I thought he was a Republican. That's why I was like shocked when I found out later that he was basically stabbing Trump in the back every day, lying to him, giving him fake intelligence, not telling him things that he was supposed to tell him, things like that. That he's corrupt. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that bad dream this week. I want to talk about a truly inspirational public figure named Taylor Swift. Of course, I watched her podcast interview with the Kelsey brothers. Of course, I watched the whole thing, although on YouTube.
Yeah,
How old is he versus Taylor Swift? She's what, 32?
She looks like a little boy to me with long blonde hair.
She looks like fucking Napoleon Dynamite. That's what she looks like.
She's really, really, she's tiny. She just looks like a little kid to me.
I think she's like 5'9".
But the reason he's doing this is probably because he's being told to, because Taylor Swift is a huge Democrat. She does everything that the Democrats want. She does concerts. She shows up where she's supposed to, talks about what she needs to talk about for them, about getting the jab and whatever else, So she's their puppet. That's why he's doing this. So let me finish playing it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Patrice and I got kicked off for the last 15 minutes and finished it on her phone, but I watched it. You see, Taylor Swift and I go way back. I went to my first concert of hers 15 years ago. I've been to a second, and I have helped financially support the attendance of a lot of family members at others. I'm in a family's Swiftie group chat. I know all her music, and I listen to it in my headphones when I cut the grass. So yes, I have a favorite of hers, although honestly, for me, it's a tie between All Too Well, 10-minute version.
Do you honestly think that he cuts his own grass?
Do you actually question that? Like, we know this is a lie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The guy's he bought a mower that goes out and mows for him. And it's a what is that?
isn't he one of the ones that said we can't close the border because we need these people to clean our houses and to mow our yards?
Yeah.
Is it one of them? So I don't think he mows.
I don't think he does anything. I think this faggot is just a fucking another useless fucking do nothing in Washington. Power hungry as fuck, and he hates Donald Trump because Donald Trump is cancer. Donald Trump is Hitler. Donald Trump's a Nazi. He's a fascist.
But that's another thing. How can they say all these things about me and Trump and other people that are conservative and that like Trump because we feel like Trump is doing a good job, that I'm a fascist? What's fascist about wanting my country to be stronger and the people who have more money in their pocket?
And
How is that fascist?
They're accusing us of the things they do. That's the Zelensky.
They're fascist. Everything they do is fascism.
Okay. Secondly,
force their tiny point of a group of people, which is this big, right, to force that opinion on all the millions of rest of us, that's fascism.
I cannot, like, this guy, he's just part of the agenda, part of the machine. He speaks coded shit, and he's trying to talk to his supporters and trying to tell people that he's still going after Trump. That's the problem. Trump isn't going anywhere for 3.5 years, and then we're going to have Vance probably because they're going to try to run Newscomb or somebody else. But this is a funny fucking video. I mean, he talks. He sucks.
Look, read some of the comments on here.
Taylor Swift's cock. He
Yeah,
couldn't
look,
talk to her cock any
he's
harder.
talking about Taylor Swift. He's creepy. I believe the mental health treatment he needs will be available to him in prison. God, these are some good ones. It's worth coming here just to read some of these comments.
We should have made that the last part because I really don't want to hear his voice.
Yeah, we don't have to do it. But after Trump and Taylor Swift got into a disagreement, Trump's numbers went up. Taylor Swift's numbers went down. That's all that needs to be said. These are great.
Yeah.
Look at this is one fucked up dude. And he has no thumbs down because remember, they still have a thumbs down on here, but YouTube got rid of it because it was negative and it might hurt people's feelings. So it's like, oh.
That was not anything from the entertainment world. That was all from the political world to YouTube. We want our message to be loud and clear and not be hidden.
One thing that's funny is this, the fact that YouTube took the thumbs down away, right? Because it hurts people's feelings. Yet they let people post on my tiny channel. I'm not monetized or anything. I still need over 600 hours of view time to even be looked at to be monetized, right? But the thing is, they won't let someone give me a thumbs down because it might hurt my feelings. Poor minute, right? But they'll let someone post something that says this: Happy Mother's Day, Janet. It's a shame that I can't understand a word you say because you have Trump's dick in your mouth. They can say that to me. Well, see, YouTube is messed up. They're full of shit. They protect one side, but not the other. You know what I mean? They grind the little guy down until they can't do anything, basically. So I don't ever expect to ever get monetized or anything on this channel. I really don't.
I think YouTube is garbage.
But I still have a lot of people that are following me on YouTube, and I'm not going to quit on them.
No,
see, I'm
but
going
you want to groom them over to Rumble.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah, and I've got 160 over there now, but I still got thousands of more people to get over there. And once I can get them to go, I will. And just like I said, once I'm all over there, then I will put nothing but chicken videos and stuff up on YouTube. But until then, if I'm reaching people still that may not have heard about something, to me it's important that I'm still making a difference. You know what I mean? And I want to try. So I don't want to give up. If I quit and just leave, then, what does that say? That tells YouTube, yay, got rid of another piece of shit, Nazi, whatever they want to call me, right? So I'm not doing it. I'm not giving them that benefit. I'm not going to do it. They're going to have to get rid of me themselves, kicking me off, taking me down, or whatever. And they've done that. They've taken me down for 2 weeks at a time. So, because they don't like what I say, I'm not making shit up. I don't just come on here and just say whatever I want.
Facts, though, is harmful for the narrative. Reading the facts is harmful for what they did, for what they want to do, and what they want to push. So, I
still can't get over the fact that I played that one video, and it was a Tucker Carlson interview with the Surgeon General of Florida, and they had the video up for 3 weeks, and I went and I saw the video, and wow, this is really good. So I took that piece out and I played it on my show, and they told me that I was a cyber bully and that that was medical misinformation, and I'm like, it's the Surgeon General of Florida, and it's medical misinformation. They took me down for 2 weeks. So I didn't get a single view, a single hour at all. So all the times that I've had my channel taken down, I've lost over 600 and something hours. And it's going to take that much longer, before my channel will ever have a chance to be monetized, because they keep taking me down and taking my hours away from me. So you haven't had that happen to you yet, have you?
Oh, I've been suspended before.
You have for 2 weeks at a time? Well,
yeah, I want to say it was 2 weeks. Yeah.
So yeah, it sucks, and I have a warning already. So I already have a warning against.
I got a warning sticking on mine right now. It said if they give me 2 more warnings, I'm done. And I said, "You're faggot communist, go suck my fucking dick."
But the thing is, I have a warning that's been up since January of last year. And I've emailed them. I took the class.
My warning is from 2021, and they haven't deleted it yet. We're about to hit the 4-year mark on it.
I know, it's
Can't
terrible.
believe it. You guys, just such useless fucking program.
Why do you think they hate this so much?
Because they want to have the Browns out there, the Browns non-masculine men, the Browns loud and proud women. And you want to have the message be given, diversity is our strength, and all the happy horse shit, rainbow bullshit that comes with that.
Yeah.
That's what they want. And if you're not spouting that, if you're giving them the real facts, the real figures, the crime statistics off the FBI websites, like, what's a black on white crime look like? Oh, the first thing is, you're a racist. Motherfucker, I'm just showing you numbers. That's all I'm doing. I'm not even fucking trying to it sex this up a bit.
Yeah.
So
I know it's sad. It's really sad, but we're gonna
hope that they die in traffic. I mean, that's it. I do it every time. Every time I pass by a wreck on the road, I hope it was a commie pinko liberal fuck.
Well, we'll probably never know, but I just wanted everybody to know that Sunday, what time do you think we're gonna watch the movie?
We'll be starting it up at 12:30, so please be visible in your Discord at 12:30.
Yeah, if you guys, anyone in the chat wants to join us to watch the movie Space Hunter at 12:30, just send me a message on X, or you can get a hold of me on Discord and send me a message and say, "Hey, I'd like to watch a movie," and I'll make sure that you get an invite.
There's some really good parts about this film. I'm not trying to run it through the ground and treat it like G.I. Jane, but I mean, it's got some strengths to it, and it also has some obvious flaws. But you'll see that, and I think the movie's strengths are at least worthwhile. They're noteworthy. Peter Strauss being one of them.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I know it'll be fun at least, and I'll try to figure out something good to wear, that goes with in theme of the movie that we're going to review afterward. Because after we watch it, we'll go live and talk about it. So it's fun. It's a lot of fun, and we enjoy it. It's a fun Sunday. If you have nothing planned, you can hang out with us, watch the movie, and sit around with us while we talk about it. So that's what we do on the weekend. So
and to let you know that we did put, for the first week of Ramadan, we put down Not Without My Daughter with Sally Field.
Yep.
And the 14th of September, we're watching Black Sheep, not the David, not Jack Black version, the good Black Sheep movie from Weta Workshop from New Zealand. It's great. It's fucking amazing. Still debating on the first weekend of November if we're going to watch the Meg 2. I know we're going to watch the Meg 1 in September.
Yeah.
So I wanted to watch that during Shark Week, but that came and went. Like, oh shit, we missed it.
Yeah. Well, that happens. But we did. I did dress up as a lifeguard for Shark Week when we did Jaws. That
Loved
was
it. We loved it.
a fun movie. I love that movie.
I finally saw what the Serbian film is about, and I'm going to delete Serbian film off the list. There's no need for you to be stuck watching that.
Well, I have no idea what it is. So
We're not going to explore that.
okay, good.
It's bad.
But the week after this week, guess what we get to watch? I'm so excited. A movie I picked is Lady Hawk. I can't wait to watch it because I love Rutger Hauer. And I love him in Lady Hawk. That's my favorite movie with him in it. Even though I loved him in the movie I dressed up as Pris in.
Blade Runner's great.
That was my second movie I liked him in.
The more that time goes by, I love the theatrical version of it with the fucking narration. I just like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was the way it was released. It's the way I remember watching it again and again and again. I don't like it without the narration. And that's not my favorite Rutger Hauer film. My favorite Rutger Hauer film is a tie between Split Second and Blind Fury.
Mm-hmm.
And both of those movies are going to be watched. We're going to have a Rutger Hauer month next year.
Yeah.
On his birth month, we're going to watch 4 of his movies in a row that month, and we're going to have. I can't ignore like his greatness. He was in so many good films, and I've never seen him.
I wish I had been able to go to a con that he was at and get some autographs on some of the stuff that I have with him. I haven't been able to do that. And I did get to see Thomas Howell's autograph because I loved him. I loved him and Rutger Hauer in The Hitcher. That is a really good movie. And you haven't seen it?
I've not seen The Hitcher. I've not seen Blood Heroes.
Because it's not fair, honestly, for you to say, "Oh, this is my best movie. This is his best movie. This is his best movie." If you haven't seen all of his movies, that's why you don't see me say that. I hardly ever say that about an actor. This is the best movie they ever made because I can't.
The best movie I've seen yet is a tie between 2 of his movies that are pretty much just like embraced by the fandom around Rutger Hauer.
Yeah.
Because I've got friends, they said they liked The Hitcher. Mm-hmm. My mom watched it and she had nightmares. So it's got to be a good film.
Yeah, he was so freaking scary. I mean, just thinking about some of the scenes, I'm getting goosebumps from it. He did such a good job at being somebody you absolutely would be petrified of.
I want to see The Hitcher during Rutger Hauer month. Got to watch that. Because in the remake, they tie up the boy between something and a semi-trailer or a semi-tractor, and they rip him in half. And then I saw the prosthetic effects.
It's not a boy.
Okay. Well, the prosthetic effects on this guy getting ripped in half are fucking amazing. It's the only part of any... God, please forgive me for saying this. Of any J.J. Abrams film I've watched, that's like the only time I've ever watched I've seen immediately rewind, watch this again.
Yeah, it was very realistic and horrifying. The whole thing.
That in the remake.
And what it was
crazy.
that the person, if they let the clutch off, the person was going to die.
Yeah,
and it was a woman, not a boy.
And Hobo with a Shotgun is, I've only seen the first half of it. I need to see that again because we were busy fracking at the time.
I've never seen that one. What is that? Is that another Rutger Hauer movie?
It's another Rutger Hauer movie.
Well, I bet I'd like it because I really do. I like him as an actor. I think he's very talented. I loved him in Blade Runner. For the specific character that he was chosen to play. And honestly, he made what was her name that played Chris again? What was
He
her
made
name?
Daryl Hannah very
Yeah.
likable.
Yeah, he made her a good actress. And the other movie I thought she was really good in because of who was with her in the movie to bring out the acting ability was the Kill Bill. I
Yeah.
was really impressed with her in that movie. It's the best move to me. The best movie I've ever seen her in was Kill Bill.
No,
Which movie
I've
was she
seen
best in?
for Daryl Hannah. I actually have to go with the basic bitch answer of Splash.
Really? I thought she was okay in Splash, but I think there's so many actresses that could have been, it's my real name, blah blah blah. People could have done
I'm
it.
sorry. That was my first exposure to her, and it wasn't but maybe
Yeah, I'd never heard of her before that movie.
before 2 weeks later after Splash, we watched Blade Runner for the first time, and now I'm like, I love Daryl Hannah. She's great. And my dad's like, why do you like her so much? I'm like, well, she's actually able to do flips, and she's a gymnast.
Did you see her in Clan of the Cave Bear?
No.
Okay, she was good in that. That was another movie I saw, and I go, oh well, she actually can act. Because after I saw her in Splash, I was like, she was okay in Splash.
I liked her best in that because of the interactions with her, John Candy, and Tom Hanks.
Mm-hmm.
John Candy there as part of the crew, that actually was worthwhile rewatching and seeing that again. Somebody just watched They Live last night. God damn, I wish I could see that.
Yeah.
Daria
Clan
was-
of the Cave Bear. That was. I'm sorry, you guys. I know I look like I'm scratching a lot. I got a sunburn, so I'm really.
Janet doesn't think that she has a natural, healthy skin glow, so she goes and puts herself under bad lights.
Well,
I need you guys to guilt her because Janet's mom's not guilting her anymore. I need the chat to guilt Janet. She doesn't need to have skin cancer from artificial tanning. She can do it natural. You can do it. You look fine. You look beautiful. You don't need to do that.
Honestly, I feel like me getting a specific amount of rays from UV rays from a machine compared to being in the sun, at least I know exactly how much I'm getting. And so far it's worked for me. So
I'm just anti-tanning bed. I know there's
a lot of people that feel the same way, but I also do the red light therapy too. And that's what they learned that they used on the space station.
If I really need to, I'll go. There's a couple places around here. They have beach volleyball in the sand, and I'll go make fun of myself and try to do beach volleyball with friends. And I suck at it, so I get my sand kicked in my face, and I get sun. And then after about an hour and a half, I'm like, okay, I'm done. In fact, I worked out enough.
Well, see, that's good for some muscles, but I like the gym because there's specific muscles that I want to work on and stay as best shape as I can, with specific machines. And that's what I like.
I really want to get back into canoeing, and we've got a beautiful river on the Comal.
Yeah, but what about kayaking? Have you ever done kayaking?
I don't like the idea of kayaking because you can roll it a lot easier.
Well, if you're just on a lake, not on a river.
This river, there's a few spots in this river where you got to take care of yourself because they have a chute where everything funnels through. And my friend almost killed his wife with that chute. The dog was going one way, and Chris is trying to save his wife with the other hand, and it's just crazy.
Yeah, I've seen people flip over and then come back up again, and their shoe is going down the thing. And I'm like, how'd their shoe come off when it's inside the kayak? So it's just weird shit like that. It's amazing. It's like a washing machine in some of these things.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of kayaking.
And it's going like this, and you can't flip back over. So that's why you don't go by yourself. Never go by yourself. You should always have partners when you go kayaking, because even though you think, oh, it's low right now, it's not worth it. Don't do it by yourself.
I like canoes. I like canoes a lot. They're flat bottom. They feel pretty stable. I've done canoeing quite a bit. I lived by Turkey Run when I was a young kid.
Do they make one-person canoes?
I don't think so, but I'm pretty certain.
That's the reason why I can't do it. I have to be able to take the boat
I
off
would.
my truck by
I'm
myself.
not going somewhere where it's like alone. Like I'm going to a location where there's thousands of sun worshipers going, and finding a spot and like, hey, anybody here want to do a 2-man canoe? Anybody here want to do something today? I've got a canoe. I'm pretty certain I could do that. I would be renting a canoe.
Your luck, you would get like Ted Bundy in your canoe with you.
Maybe so, but I would have that now. I'd get my exercise guaranteed.
Yeah, but I'm not.
But
I
it's
can't do
not my
that.
problem.
So I gotta feel like I can trust whoever it is. That's like, I was thinking about posting this. I had this meme. It was really funny. It said whatever year it was, and then it showed how you don't talk to strangers. Your parent, and then a few years later, you see you hitching a ride, and they'll say don't hitchhike. It's not safe. And then the third one is, oh, I just take an Uber with a total stranger to somewhere you've never been. You know what I mean?
The thing is that I'm not going to be alone. Like it's the Como River. I'd be going on like a Friday or Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
There's hundreds of people every hour that enter the chute, and they float downriver to a spot where everybody gets out, and then they go back to their car, and that's it. It's the most lazy day, but canoeing is great because it does good for your shoulders and arms. After a day of canoeing, my arms look amazing. I just gotta say, I'm not even like that vain, but like, good God, like if I canoed more than once a month, I'd be like, my wife would be going, I need to do something about you. You need to wear more clothes, Bruce. She'd
This was what I was going to ask a while back because
Hillbilly Elegy. I've not seen it yet. It's on Netflix. I don't have that.
See, I don't have Netflix either. But what if I was to get it, we could watch it and do
it's a possibility.
A special on it because he's our vice president.
It's got Amy Adams in it. I mean, she's got to count for something. Glenn Close and Amy Adams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Glenn Close plays his grandma in it, and he did have a rough childhood, with drugs and all that. So I can understand a lot of his stance on some of the things that he has spoken about when it comes to the war on drugs, a real war on drugs. I mean, heck, we had that video I played, what was it, last week or the week before, about the $50 million, money out on Maduro. So, I think our president means business. He wants to take out these drug cartels and stuff. And
I'd be okay with that.
It's good. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm hoping that we just have to be more patient, and hopefully we'll see something really good start happening. And I think what I said it was going to happen in August. So I think we still got a good chance, but it's probably going to be September or October surprise, what they always say. So who knows?
So,
but
Pete Hegseth has told his Donald Trump he's got 2,300 National Guard troops in D.C. Right?
Yeah.
Well, now he's authorized them to carry the M17 pistol just to make sure shit doesn't get out of hand.
Mm-hmm.
Good, solid pistol. Good choice.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's boring. Sorry, kids.
No. So
Hillbilly Elegy is on Netflix. If we can watch it, that'd be great.
Yeah, I saw a T-shirt because remember I'm working on some blankets, and it was a Marine T-shirt, and it said. So I didn't understand what it meant because I thought a Marine was a sailor, a Navy guy, right? Aren't they in the Navy?
They're Department of Navy.
Okay, because it said the T-shirt said some Marines do it deeper. Just ask the sailor's wife. So I don't know what that meant.
Submariners do it deeper.
Yeah. but it didn't
because
say
they go under the water. They
it said marine.
Yeah.
So I didn't understand what that meant because I go, isn't a marine in the Navy? Isn't he a sailor? But I guess not. I guess they don't look at themselves the same. But I thought it was funny. But I just want to say thank you to everyone again for hanging out with us. And hopefully you got a little information that maybe you hadn't heard yet. Because and maybe a few good laughs, because I just love those baby videos, even though it was so irritating. I could tell that I got on Ruben's feelings or whatever, his mind a little bit. I was irritating him a little, but I can't help it. I do irritate people sometimes. That's just
I think you enjoy irritating people sometimes, huh? That's part of your superpower suite.
Yeah.
You like to piss people off sometimes. It happens.
Yeah. I'm just a person.
Six Nations 31 King says, "What's long and hard and full of semen? A submarine." Crickets from the crowd.
Yeah, crickets from the crowd. There you go. I keep forgetting to use my soundboard. I got a lot of good stuff on here, and I never do.
Do you have the call of the ceiling bird?
No, what's that?
Ceiling bird.
Mm-mm.
The fucking smoke alarm.
Oh no, I don't have that.
Okay, get a smoke alarm on your soundboard.
Because remember, I have this one.
Your sentences them to death. My snoo. Yeah.
What are you, gay?
So Janet, I need you to get the soundboard sound effect for the fire alarm or the smoke alarm, because that's a ceiling bird.
Because
I have a feeling that Jasmine Crockett's going to be on TV a lot more now that her district is being encroached upon by new boundaries. And she's
here's one. That was good.
No, you need the smoke alarm.
Okay, I'll see if I can get it. Because it has different sound effects that you can get with it.
That's
I still want that one that says "Pure Energy" by Spock. That's what I want. With a little bit of the music and then have them saying it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's from that one song. I really want that, but okay, I will try to get it. But I just want to say thank you again to everybody, and I hope you guys have a wonderful night. And I'm gonna get me a snack and hit the hay because I'm really tired. And I'll see you tomorrow for our game.
Why are you tired?
Because I haven't been sleeping. I told you I haven't been sleeping very good. I sleep for like 3 hours and I wake up gasping for air because I'm not propped up anymore and I'm stuffed up. My mouth's all dried out and I'm just miserable. My allergies are just kicking my ass. And plus I got my shots on Wednesday. So it's going to take me like a week till I start almost feeling normal again before I get another shot. So that's the way it is. I get a shot in each arm too. So it sucks just so I can live here, So all you people that don't have to get a shot just to live where you're at, be happy. You don't have to do that because it sucks. I won't be able to move after I'm done with all of them. I'll have to stay here.
Well,
because if you move away, you get to where your body doesn't keep that, that whatever you need. And when you come back, you got to start all over again. So it really sucks. Just think my voice is going to change and get higher up like a lady's once I don't have any allergies. Well, I don't know if that'll happen.
I
probably why I do what?
I've thought about it a lot. If you were to ever move down to San Antonio, but you would be miserable here because the mountain cedar here just would completely nose fuck you out of any joy.
Yeah, I'm really allergic to cedar. And that's why slowly I've been trying to, cut down all the little cedars here and there and have mostly just hardwoods, all oak trees and elms and persimmons, things like that. I got a weeping fig that I planted myself. So I'm trying to make it easier for me, even though the wind blows. You know, if it's down the street, I'm going to get some of it, but you know, do the best I can with what I have. So we'll see. But you guys have a wonderful, wonderful night and have a great weekend. And if you get a chance and you want to come in and say hi, we'll be playing Bruce's game all day long. It's until nighttime. So you could stop in at any time on either one of our channels and just say, hey, how you going? What's going on or whatever. And then Sunday, we're going to do the live movie. We'll watch the movie in Discord and then we'll do our review afterwards. So just you can join us and watch the movie if you want, or just join us and listen to us talk about the movie. So you guys have a wonderful evening. Good night.
Oh, thanks for being here.
You wear nice clothes, people think you're showing off. If you wear simple clothes, people think you're poor. If you speak your mind, you're rude. If you stay quiet, then you're a coward. If you're successful, then you're arrogant. And if you're struggling, then you're lazy. You see, no matter what you do in life, people will always have something to say. So ignore people and their opinions. Because so long as your God is pleased with you, who cares what people think?
He knows that this is much bigger than him. This is about the American people. They have no idea what they have unleashed. He was ready to go face the cameras and come out swinging.
What will future Americans say we did in our brief time here on Earth? It will be defined by your vision, your perseverance, and your grit. Nothing will sway us, nothing will slow us, and no one will ever stop us. We are Americans. Ambition is our heritage. Greatness is our birthright. And the future belongs to us.